officials. Secretary Pete Hegseth says the strike happened last night in the eastern Pacific Ocean. Previous attacks have been conducted in the Caribbean. Video posted of the strike shows a small boat with brown packages before it explodes in the water. President Trump has designated several cartels as terror organizations. Hegseth comparing the drug traffickers to al-Qaeda, waging war on the American people, warning there will be no refuge or forgiveness, only justice.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. President Trump posting a defense of his beef policies, writing that cattle ranchers don't understand they're doing well because of tariffs on beef. But some ranchers are opposing a possible boost in beef imports from Argentina, aimed at helping to lower prices for consumers. The administration counters it's working to help ranchers, too.
The Secretary of Agriculture tells us that this plan is to open up more lands for grazing. She says it was the previous administration that put barriers in place so that cows could not have more around them. Basically, there will be more room for grazing. The other part of the plan is to diversify beef processing plants, perhaps creating smaller ones. Now, this announcement came just 2 days after the White House announced the U.S. intends to buy more Argentinian beef. Ground beef up 13% year over year, roasts 14%, steaks 17%.
Fox Business's Kelly Saberi. In the U.S. Senate, Oregon Democrat Jeff Merkley continues a filibuster that began yesterday, nearly 21 hours now, opposing Trump policies as both sides of the aisle push each other to end a government shutdown. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Votes are not there to move forward with mid-cycle redistricting. You've got a cloudy sky and it's 48 degrees in the Circle City. I'm Jake McDaniel. Here's what's trending at 3:02. That's what the Indiana Senate said today. As of yesterday, nearly 20,000 Hoosiers had told lawmakers not to redraw the state maps despite heavy pressure from national Republicans. Common Cause Indiana's executive director Julia Vaughn says the plan was just not fair.
They don't like that. That's not a Hoosier value. We play fair.
And now advocates are urging Indiana Governor Mike Braun to drop the issue and work on real issues like property taxes. A woman was shot in the chest in a parking garage in downtown Terre Haute. Police say Skylene Ross was with a group of people as they were leaving a nightclub Sunday morning. Off-duty officers say Ross did not survive the shooting. They say Javon Wilson was arrested after shooting Ross and himself. A political commentator and the governor hit the stage at IU yesterday, honoring a late activist. Here's Ryan Hedrick.
Governor Mike Braun spoke to a sold-out auditorium for the Turning Point USA event a little more than a month after its founder, Charlie Kirk, was murdered.
I've learned more from talking to folks that disagree with you.
The event was headlined by Tucker Carlson, who said he was so devastated by Kirk's assassination.
And it took about a day to realize the political implications of this, which are real.
A small group of protesters gathered outside, but police didn't report any incidents. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC, Mobile News.
The world's largest construction equipment maker, Caterpillar, is investing $5 million in Indiana workforce training as part of a $100 million pledge. This effort follows the company's $725 million expansion of its Lafayette Large Engine Center, driven by global demand from AI and data centers. And the ice at Carter Green in Carmel is set to start November 22nd. The skating rink will be open from then until February 1st. You can buy your tickets for the event on the Ice at Carter Green's website. Traffic and weather in 1 minute. It's 3:04.
The deals are happening at Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield. That's where you get your next Ford car, truck, electric vehicle, or fleet vehicle. More savings, more selection, and more for your trade. Drive off in a new Ford F-150 for 3.9% APR or lease for $401 a month. It's your choice. You can get a new Bronco Sport for just $381 a month. Get more before it's gone. And routine maintenance plans are available to keep things simple and convenient. And don't forget, get more to your door. Just shop online and Andy Moore will deliver directly to you. Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield. For your car, for your truck, for your fleet vehicle, and of course, that service. Just go to andymoreford.com, set up your service. They'll pick up your car, take perfect care of it, and bring it right back to you. Andy Moore Ford, 2713 East Main Street in Plainfield. Stop into the showroom and tell them Tony Katz Matt sent you, or online at andymoreford.com. That's Andy Moore, M-O-H-R. andymoreford.com.
Traffic at 3:05. Good afternoon, Matt Bear.
What is up, Jake? Looking to southbound 6570 stop-and-go traffic, Michigan Street to the south split. East side southbound 465 loaded from 70 down to Washington Street. And south side northbound 65 slow Raymond up to the south split. That's because of construction. Traffic sponsored by Staples. Have you heard? The Staples Easy button is back with even more easy. Press it for custom print shipping services, even passport photos. Staples, that was easy. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
All right, thank you, Matt. Now the forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Areas of frost possible tonight. We'll look for mostly clear skies and lows near 37. Lots of sunshine on Thursday, but still cool with highs near 58. I'm Wish TV Storm Tracking meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
And I'm Jake McDaniel on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it!
Hammer, you're a betting man. What are the odds we end up redistricting this mother effer?
Ooh, boy.
You have to put odds or percentage or whatever you do. We into this redistricting thing or not? Do we have the votes or not?
It sounds like no at this point.
Really?
A lot of reports coming out. Wish TV, our news partners, other media outlets saying that based off the information they're getting from the office of the Senate Pro Temp Rod Bray, they don't have the votes for a yes on a redistrict. Thus, the special session might not happen.
But I thought that J.D. Vance has been here twice, the vice president, to try to shake these guys down.
J.D. Vance has been here twice, and it sounds like Donald Trump may have even made a phone call to certain Indiana officials.
And they've been to Washington as well.
But as of today, it sounds like they don't have the support or the votes from the Republicans.
How would you put a gambling percentage on this?
It's 50-50.
Whoa.
I mean, it is 50-50, which is
Even
a little
money.
wild considering, like you said, all the resources that the Republicans and Washington have been sending to Indiana, the big-time hitters. And it's just 50-50.
How do you feel? I know Rob Kendall, every time I listen to him in the morning, I'm walking my dog. It's the same, he does not like the idea of redistricting. I'm not sure that I am as passionate about not redistricting. Like, if we could get a couple more seats, I'm like, fine, do it. But
right.
Doesn't matter in the long run when other states are doing the same thing except the opposite.
So to use another gambling term, it's going to probably end up being a push, right? A push is a gambling term for a tie. So, okay, Indiana goes and changes their congressional map, and the Republicans pick up 2 seats.
Yeah.
California's going to do the same thing, and the Democrats will pick up a few. Each state will do that, and we're probably going to get back to where we are right now. And ultimately, and again, Rob's passionate about this. I'm somebody that's in favor of it because I like to fight fire with fire.
Absolutely.
Punch back. Don't just take the punches and be moral. But let's be honest. Andre Carson is my House rep right now in Indianapolis. If he loses his seat, I'm probably going to get stuck with some squish like Jefferson Shreve. So nothing's really going to change. I've got one guy ignoring me, and he'll be replaced by
Another
new guy that's ignoring me.
Okay. All right.
But big picture, I think you're going to see some ticked off folks in the Trump administration if this does not happen, which will be interesting to watch them go after Rod Bray. They will go after Rod Bray if Indiana does not have the votes.
We're big fans of his, right?
No.
We're in the fan club.
No, boy.
We don't wear the
I
T-shirts.
love Rod Bray about as much as I love the St. Louis Cardinals, about as much as I love the Belichick, Tom Brady, New England Patriots. Rod Bray, that dude is the reason why we don't have any property tax relief, because he's bought and paid for. And he was against constitutional carry until the NRA lobbed off a phone call to him and said, it'd be a shame if all of our funding stopped coming to Indiana.
What do you know?
And lo and behold, hot damn, he became Yosemite Sam at that point. That guy's just the worst. Just a squish. So I'm looking forward to that. But we're going to ask the governor himself about what's going on here. He's scheduled to join us in studio coming up in just a little bit. We will ask him to his face, hey, what have you heard? What's going on? Is there a cutoff date? We're getting close to November. We kept hearing November.
Cutoff date for what?
Special session. Special session. Because he said it would have to happen in November. Well, Nigel, here we are. It's the 22nd of October, and we're hearing reports today they don't have the votes. So we'll see what happens. Last night at IU, Turning Point USA event was originally supposed to be Charlie Kirk. He was assassinated in a high-profile, just gruesome murder. And the events will continue, though. Bloomington's continued last night with Tucker Carlson filling in for Charlie Kirk. Governor Braun spoke at that event a little bit last night, but the main attraction was Tucker Carlson doing a Q&A from the crowd.
And that was it, right? No speech, no long sort of diatribe. It was a Charlie Kirk style, sit under, they were in an auditorium, obviously, but sit underneath a tent, answer questions for people that disagree with you.
Right.
That's what it was.
And the folks that disagreed with Tucker or Trump or conservative values, they got the ability to talk to Tucker Carlson. And just like Charlie Kirk used to do, dialogue took place in Bloomington last night. Sounds like everything went pretty well. No lunatic protesters, no death threats.
There were a few outside the venue.
A few.
Like 10.
But I thought there would be way more, considering the bar that IU as a campus had set when Jewish students were trying to go to class.
Well, I still think there's some radical things going on that campus, but nowhere near like Columbia or anything like that.
Here's a little bit from last night. One student asked Tucker Carlson directly, what is MAGA?
Well, what is MAGA? Well, MAGA is 5 things, okay? MAGA is America First, which means Americans should put no country before America. No pointless wars, period. And by pointless, I mean wars fought on behalf of an ideology or another nation are totally unacceptable. Wars fought because somebody running a country is bad, okay, is bad. Bring back American jobs, right? Of meaningful jobs. And then, of course, immigration. Like, you have to control who comes in and out of your country, or else you're not a country. And the 5th pillar of MAGA, just to be totally clear, is free speech, because it's our birthright as Americans.
So somebody asked, what's MAGA? Tucker broke it down last night. There was a student, we believe a student at Indiana, that is a little upset that we're not giving Ukraine everything they need for this war.
Why doesn't Poland go to war with Russia? If you're upset about it, why don't you go defend Ukraine? Sorry to be a jerk, but why am I paying for this? This is hurting the United States. I mean, look, I've tried to be reasonable. I understand your concerns. I don't think they're frivolous, and I definitely understand your history, and I think it's all real. And I love the Poles. On the other hand, this is a regional concern. Why am I involved in this? Why do my children live under the looming threat of nuclear war to protect the sovereignty of Ukraine or save Poland? Like, I like Poland, I like Ukraine, but like, I'm an American. Not one more dollar. No. Fight the war yourself if it's so important.
Yeah, if it was a national security concern, then I would understand us funding something like that, but it's not.
There was a student at IU that tried to do some gotcha stuff to Tucker.
Oh.
Now, if you remember, after the election of 2020, Donald Trump was still protesting the results, and Tucker Carlson had a text message leaked where he was ripping on Donald Trump.
Yeah, I remember that.
A student brought that up last night. Here's Tucker responding.
I really try to be as transparent as I possibly can. I think you just scoffed in the microphone.
I mean, there was text that came out in court filing.
Would you like to know what that was? Because I'll tell you.
I'm sure everyone would love to know. Yeah, when the Dominion lawsuit.
You're one of the most annoying people I've ever dealt with. This is why I don't come across. No, but hold on. I'm gonna no. Hold on. I'm gonna apologize. I just want to apologize.
So that was
You're
Tucker
so annoying, but I apologize.
laying the groundwork here, and then he goes on a little more.
It was in January after the election, and Trump was saying they stole it from me. And I called the White House and I said, I'm totally willing to believe that. I mean, Zuckerberg puts, $400 million into the mechanics of elections. I don't think he's doing that because he believes in good government. Like, what is this? It's clearly there's theft. And I say to the White House, someone specifically at the White House, give me examples. And he says, I have got a great example for you. I've got 7 or 8 dead people who voted. And the beauty of that claim was it's provable because they're death certificates. And we've got the death certificates and we've got the obits, and they voted, and they're on the voter rolls. We know they voted. Well, I mean, talk about slam dunk. So I go out there, 7 or 10 dead people voted, and here are their names. Well, within like 25 minutes, a couple of the dead people call CNN to say, we're not dead. And CNN runs this whole thing exposing that I have just made this colossal error on the air. There's nothing I hate more than being wrong and humiliated like that, because I have a staff. We should get this right. And I didn't get it right because it's so easy to check whether or not someone has died that I didn't check. And I was enraged. And I was just enraged by the whole thing. And my position was, at the time, if you're going to claim it was stolen, prove it to me.
So that's why Tucker had those text messages. Okay, let's fast forward this back and forth, because this went on for a little while. Here's the student kind of clapping back.
How come you weren't saying these things during, on Fox News?
I did the next day.
And I'm not here to just try to argue with you. I really do think this country's going through some, deeply troubling times.
Wait, what do you mean argue with me? You just said, wait, stop. You just, stop. Wait, hold on. You said, why didn't you say these things? And I said, I did the next day on the air, live on Fox News. And you're like, oh, yeah, okay, whatever. No,
but you didn't, though.
Check the tape, dude.
The emphasis of your show, the emphasis.
What are you talking about? I went immediately on the.
Cop-out. Okay, fine.
What do you mean it's a cop-out? I was completely wrong. I blamed the Trump campaign for being wrong when it was partly my fault for taking their word for it, which I shouldn't have done.
It's just so you don't take any ownership for divisive.
What do you mean any ownership?
You had the #1 rated show in America.
What specifically are you talking about?
You had the #1 rated cable.
I'm aware of that. I hosted it.
Yeah, I know. So you had. I know.
Oh man, I talk about FOMO. Man, I wish I was there last night.
And I know we're late and we're up against the break here.
Keep going. I want to hear more.
This is how this whole thing ended.
Tucker, so you're saying my views are insincere?
No, we disagree. Yes, I truly doubt your sincerity, and I think at this point in your career,
then that's your problem.
I'm trying to understand it because it makes no sense. You're worth $50 million.
I'm not worth $50 million.
30 to 50.
Get off the fucking internet, son. Don't stop believing that stuff. $50 million.
Go back to cable news.
Sorry.
No, but I'm just look.
Okay, you're too annoying. You're too annoying. So I like the last chick who disagreed with me, and then we could have a normal conversation.
All right.
But you're telling me you're worth $50 million. What? Stop.
Okay, you got real defensive there. I just threw out a number that's a lot of money. Jesus Christ, calm down.
Don't use that phrase.
You're worth.
We're done.
Good for Con. Good for Tucker.
Well, look.
No, just stop.
Can I say one?
No, you can't. Not after you say that. Leave.
All right.
So that's a little bit about how Tucker Carlson does things. A little different than what Charlie Kirk used to do.
That was going down at IU last night. I'm fear missing out. I wish I would have been able to go to that. By the way, I typed in Tucker Carlson net worth in Grok. Tucker Carlson's net worth is estimated at $30 to $45 million.
Okay.
2025.
Sounds like Tucker disagrees with everything you find on the internet. Hey, Matt Bear, what's going on?
What's up, fellas? Looking at northbound 65 on the south side, slow from Raymond into the south split. That is construction. Inbound 65, a little slow around West Street, as in before and after. Traffic sponsored by Staples. Have you heard the Staples Easy Button is back with even more easy? Press it for custom print shipping services, even passport photos. Staples. That was easy. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Cloudy skies, 48 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. Coming up here in about 15 minutes, two-time Indy 500 champion Al Jr.
Cool.
Al Unser Jr. calling in. Governor Braun scheduled to join us in studio at 4:35.
Cool.
And the Tonus will be calling in, assuming he's not too worn out from going to all the No Kings protests. So we got a big show. Come on back. It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
It's JMV, 30 to 50% off container trees and shrubs and 20% off fall annuals, including mums, at Miss M's Home and Garden on State Road 135 in Bargersville.
Galaxy Concrete Coatings, whether it's your basement, whether it's your pool deck, any indoor or outdoor area concrete, your garage, your utility room, Galaxy Concrete Coatings is the best in the business. They completely redid my garage floor, worked a miracle on my old, decrepit, cracked, dirty, uneven garage floor. Within a day, so much stronger. It's not epoxy they use something called polyurea, which is the new premium standard when we're talking about coatings for concrete. Check out their website to see pictures and get a quote, galaxyconcretecoatings.com, or call them 751-9070.
Hi, I'm Dustin, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. I know finding a dream engagement ring can be overwhelming, but don't worry, we got you. As director of diamond sourcing, it's my job to make sure every single diamond at Shane Company is truly the best of the best. Our team travels the world to see diamonds up close, in person. We handpick each one for its unique fire, brilliance, and scintillation. Diamond buying is an art. Of course, we look at cut, color, clarity, and carat, known as the 4 C's, but that's not all. We also look at how each diamond looks on a hand, where it will be worn, how it makes you feel, and if it's worthy of a Shane Company customer. That type of expertise only comes from working for a company that's been a family business since 1929. We also think about your budget. We only pick the best in each grade in all shapes and sizes. Your diamond is guaranteed to be the most beautiful because a friend wants you to pick from only the best. Drop by your store or shaneco.com and see for yourself. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Truck drivers, the holiday rush is here. Take advantage by becoming a Schneider driver. By driving for one of America's busiest carriers, you'll stay busy during the holiday season and throughout the new year. Plus, as a Schneider driver, you'll have access to top quality driver support and newer equipment spec'd with the latest safety and comfort features that drivers want. Don't wait. Get a jump on 2026 by exploring jobs in your area today at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
Pat Sullivan here with a weather update. It's October, and we still have no clue if your AC should be blasting or your furnace needs to start kicking. Better have both prepared with a $49 AC unit and furnace maintenance from Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Is it sweater weather or tank top weather? Nobody knows. But we do know that you can ensure total comfort inside your home for only $49. Call my friends at Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling today.
You've got your whole life ahead of you, so choose a Medicare plan you can count on. If you're living with a chronic condition like diabetes, chronic heart failure, or a cardiovascular disorder, you might count on extra support with your health care too. That's why United Healthcare offers chronic special needs plans with extra benefits and a large provider network to choose from. Visit uhc.com/Medicare to find out if you qualify today. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage Indiana can count on. Provider network may vary in local market.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
The Hammer and Nigel Show.
Do you suppose we'll meet any wild animals?
Hey, baby, let's go out there like a bunch of
these dogs. Have some fun.
The dingo ate your baby.
And now Hammer and Nigel proudly presents.
Damn, nature, you scary.
Lions.
And tigers. And bears.
Oh, my.
Hammer, a surfer at a California beach, was attacked and bitten by not a shark, an otter.
An angry otter.
Who then stole her surfboard, little bastard.
Oh, no. At gunpoint?
Crazy.
Give me the board, woman. Give me the board.
It's not the first time an otter has been aggressive at this beach. Here's a 911 call and the woman talking about being attacked by the otter.
Be advised, they're flagging you down. There's a surfer in the water was bit by an otter. We're en route.
All of a sudden, I feel this like nip on my foot, and I'm like, okay, that's not good. Roll over or like roll off my board. Look behind me, there's an otter on my board. And there's another surfer nearby, and I'm like, hey, can you like help me out? Like, got bitten on my foot, and like there's an otter on my board.
When I heard her say, yeah, I called 911 because I felt a nip on my foot, I imagined her turning back and like there's some obese man with his man boob, like swimming up behind her with his man boob nip on her foot.
A shirtless Chris Christie's in the water. Governor Pritzker on vacation. So sorry, I didn't see you there.
The different kind of nip, apparently. Yes. The otter. Something you got to watch out for in California, in addition to the sharks.
Even in Gavin Newsom's California in the ocean, the otters are committing crimes.
Well, even in Gavin Newsom's California, where they would arrest you for walking on the beach in COVID. You got to watch out.
I'm not saying California is violent, but I got robbed in the ocean. An otter whipped out a pistol, said a few choice words to me, and took my surfboard like Debo takes chains in Friday.
That's my chain, punk.
My board, punk. Keeping it in the damn nature you scary category, a runner in Japan says that her arm was fully snapped after a bear lunged at them during a horrific attack.
Fully snapped
off. The runner said one of the bears fully snapped off his arm and caused serious injuries to his leg. The runner has since went through multiple surgeries, faces 3 months of recovery. And I guess bear attacks in Japan have been like a pretty big problem recently. More than 100 people have been injured so far this year, with at least 7 of them killed. This is the highest number since the records began back in 2006.
They said one of the bears fully snapped off his arm. They bit his arm off. What's fully snapped? They bit his arm off.
Or ripped it off. Like the bear just grabbed it and pulled it.
Man, did I send you? I sent you guys that warning at the condo we stayed in Breckenridge when I was staying in Colorado last week. Do not leave this garage door open because black bears will come in and get the garbage.
Yes. Yes.
That was a warning above the garage door opener.
Dude, out in Wyoming, they were telling people do not hike at Grand Teton and Yellowstone because the bears are aggressive right now. And these aren't cute little black bears. You're talking about grizzly type bears.
Did you hike?
No. They made you have like a bear spray if you actually wanted to do one of these hikes, because I guess all the deer and animals are migrating down like the mountain to where they can find more food, which means less things for the bears to attack. So when they see people, now they're really aggressive.
Wow.
Damn, nature.
Yeah, you scary.
Nobody cares for you like family. Family Heating and Air.
Hi, this is Malia with Family Heating and Air, and as a mom myself, I know it's really important to keep the kiddos healthy. Air quality, humidity, those are super big issues on my concern list. If you share any of these concerns, give family a call, 317-577-8077.
Family Heating and Air is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Hammer here for my friends at Diamonds Direct. Keystone at the Crossing, North Side. It's right there by the Green Bridge. And listen, we're gearing up for Halloween now. But after that, we are full speed ahead into the holiday season. So guys, if you're thinking about that amazing home run gift for the holidays, or maybe you plan to pop the question over the holidays, whether it's Christmas, whether it's New Year's, that is the time to get your butts to Diamonds Direct. Nobody has better deals on engagement rings or that amazing holiday gift like Diamonds Direct. They've got the best warranties, and when you buy from Diamonds Direct, you're already getting the lowest prices. But on top of that, they will have lifetime warranties and promises for you. Free cleanings, you name it, they take care of you. The best customer service, that's why I keep going back. Diamonds Direct, Keystone at the Crossing, the official jeweler of the Indianapolis Colts.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com, because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, E-T-H-O-S, ethos.com/Mike.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
A Democratic senator is holding up the vote that could end the government shutdown. It's cloudy on Monument Circle, 49 degrees. I'm Jake McDaniel. Here's what's trending at 3:31. That's Oregon's Jeff Merkley, who's been doing a late-night filibuster because he's convinced that President Trump is attacking democracy. Honestly, though, he's probably just delaying it, the inevitable, since the main funding bill has already failed to pass 11 times. Most of Indiana will be under a frost advisory soon. John Herrick explains why.
That frost advisory will run from 2 to 9 a.m. Thursday.
Anywhere south of I-74 is where we're going to see the greatest chance for frost.
Andrew White's a meteorologist with the National Weather Service in Indianapolis. He acknowledges that Indiana could use some more rain. As for when that could pop up next,
we're not expecting anything through the weekend. There are some chances we get into early next week, and then we're tracking another potential system towards Halloween.
In the meantime, he says you'll notice some occasionally high wind gusts, so if you have Halloween decorations outside, you might want to monitor those. Sean Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Thousands packed into the IU auditorium last night to remember Charlie Kirk, a man Governor Mike Braun said never backed down from tough conversations.
It's up for you to be the foot soldiers that we take what he meant and grow it into the place where this is more common on universities than the other stuff you often see in universities.
The event, led by former Fox News host Tucker Carlson, centered on carrying forward Kirk's message of faith, family, and freedom on college campuses. This Saturday is the day to clean out your medicine cabinet, as it will be National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day, which is a chance to safely dispose of those old prescription pills you don't need anymore. You can look for the special drop-off locations set up in your community. And the NBA may be bringing back the Classic Finals logo at the center court in the 2026 NBA Finals. They'll be painting the Larry O'Brien Trophy and the final script on the home team's floor starting this season. Traffic and weather in 1 minute. It's 3:33.
It's not just cancer care, it's the complete care you get at Hendricks.
And you can feel that spirit of excellence, trying to do what's best from a medical standpoint, but also trying to affect the patient and their family as you would a family member.
Hendricks Care is trying to meet the patient where they are. You know your body better than anyone else.
Do the cancer screening early.
An ounce of prevention versus a pound of cure.
Learn about health screenings at hendricks.org/cancer.
So, where's the lake?
Not here.
But it says Great Lakes Honda Fishers.
Right. I just don't see a lake.
Well, who needs a lake when you can lease a 2026 HR-VLX all-wheel drive for $309 a month and 0 down?
That definitely won't soak our bank account.
Oh, it's the old Honda Fishers.
Great Lakes, great people, great cars.
But no actual lake. Visit our showroom off State Road 37 today. Tax and title fees not included with approved credit through Honda Financial. In-stock new Hondas only. 10,000 miles a year, not combinable with other offers. Loyalty or conquest rebates may apply. Offer ends October 31st. See dealer for details.
With your WIBC traffic now, Matt Bear, what you got?
Inbound 69 slow, 96 2465. Southbound 65 slow, 21st to Meridian. Southbound 65 70 stop and go traffic. Michigan Street down to the south split. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Drexel Interiors has teamed up with Mohawk for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. A portion of October's Mohawk sales will be donated to the Susan G. Komen Foundation. Visit either showroom or DrexelIN.com today. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And now here's the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center. Mostly clear skies tonight, lows in the mid to upper 30s. Frost is possible in the very early morning hours Thursday. Sunny skies during the daytime Thursday, highs in the upper 50s. And I'm Jake McDaniel on The Level on the Go and on WIBC.com.
Hey, it's Hammer and Nigel here for Window Nation. October is here, and you know what it means. The return of all things pumpkin-flavored, earlier sunsets, and chilly air seeping into your home. That is, if you've got those old, stuck, cracked windows. Ready to eliminate annoying drafts once and for all? Reach out to the experts at Window Nation. This month, when you buy 2 windows, you'll get 2 more for free, and your total price includes 1-day installation. With Window Nation, you also won't have to make any payments for 2 years, which is a big deal with the holiday season coming up. Check it out at windownation.com.
Window Nation has an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau, and that gives you the peace of mind when you're deciding on whether or not you're working with the right company. Put an end to your window problems with Window Nation. Now through October 31st, buy 2 windows, get 2 for free, and you don't pay anything for 2 years with Window Nation. Visit windownation.com today. That's windownation.com. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Hello, everybody. My name is Nigel. That is Jason Hammer, Turning Point USA. Last night in Bloomington down at IU. By all means, a successful turnout. Lines around the corner to get in. A full auditorium. Tucker Carlson, the main speaker. I say speaker, but I was under the impression that he was going to maybe do a speech and then answer some questions at the end. But this was more like a traditional Charlie Kirk sit down where he would take questions from the students that sometimes disagreed with him.
Right. And I don't know, maybe I'm the only one that feels this way. I got the impression listening to Tucker that he doesn't really like doing this type of thing.
No?
But I felt like he did it as a favor, maybe to Turning Point USA, as a tribute to Charlie Kirk. Because you could hear Tucker getting a little agitated with some of these kids.
Well, that's what he does.
Dropping F-bombs and a number of things. Like, I don't think I ever heard Charlie Kirk tell somebody, get off the bleeping internet.
Yeah, that's a good point. Their styles are very different in terms of interacting with people that they're taking questions from.
Right.
For sure.
There are some people that like that, like Turning Point USA style, the town hall style form. Charlie Kirk loved it. Like, that was his thing. That was his bread and butter. And he smiled and he drank his bottle of water. I got the impression Tucker Carlson was like, I'd rather be out hunting than speaking to some of these spoiled rich
he had
kids.
His dogs on stage, right?
Well, that's the story that we had heard. He was in Maine.
I'm looking at it, yeah.
The state of Maine, like the morning of the event with his dogs out hunting, looked at his watch, was like, well, better get on the private plane and head to Bloomington, yell at these college kids, and then I'm going to come back. Like, that's kind of how it was last night. But I will say this for Indiana's event last night. I am surprised there weren't louder protests. And here's my question to you, Nige. Is that because Charlie Kirk was murdered and this is his organization and people are like, maybe we should turn down the temperature a little bit? Or was it because Tucker isn't as big of a flamethrower as some people thought Charlie was, because Charlie was more religious than Tucker? Because when you go up there to talk about God, college kids get squirrely. And Charlie Kirk did that. And ultimately, was shot.
I just think maybe people in Bloomington didn't care that don't know about Turning Point USA or don't know who Tucker Carlson is. There were minimal protesters outside the venue. And it was, Governor Braun opened up the whole thing.
Right.
And I don't think it was, I think it was just an event. I don't think it was, this wasn't, okay, IU is a hotbed of liberal politics. I understand that. But it's not Columbia. It's not Harvard.
But they did have an encampment. Like, they were very pro-Palestinian, pro-Hamas during the summer, blocking Jewish students trying to get to class to the point to where the state police had to intervene. I just thought they'd be a little bit more fired up for a right wing, as they would call it, conservative group coming in to do a speech.
Did you see, and this kind of has to do with what we're talking about, Andrew Ireland. We know who Andrew Ireland is, right? State representative for District 90.
Friend of the show.
Friend of the show. Got some death threats for the No Kings protest and some of the comments that he put up on. Like, if I was Tucker Carlson, I mean, he probably gets those death threats all the time. You and I have had some experience with that. It's ugly, but I'm looking at Andrew Ireland's Twitter page. You guys keep mocking, and we'll keep putting holes in your neck.
That's the peaceful, tolerant left.
That's in his picture, this person's picture, Keep It Kosher Eli, is a picture of Kirk getting shot. It's the moment that he.
That's their profile picture.
That's their profile picture.
Again, the peaceful and tolerant left.
So my point is, it's tiresome. It's defeating, and yeah, I like mocking these people, but good Lord, there are some sickos out there,
right?
And there were. I'd like to hear Tucker debating the people at IU. We played some clips earlier. It was great. But is it worth it sometimes, is what I wonder.
But that question is exactly what these a-holes want.
Why?
They want you to question whether or not you want to go out and speak what your version of the truth is.
Exactly. Here's another one. Why doesn't someone post Ireland's address and pictures of his house? This is all something that had to do with Andrew Ireland took a picture of a lady in a wheelchair in Wanamaker with a No Kings protest.
Right. And the wheelchair was irrelevant.
They took that to mean like he was making fun of her.
No.
But
it was a No Kings post making fun of one person just doing a No Kings rally. The wheelchair was irrelevant.
These people make me sick. You guys keep mocking and we'll keep putting holes in your necks. And the profile picture is Charlie the moment that happened. That's sick, man.
And Democrats who actually have a chance to win elections are going to have to break away from that wing of their party, right? Think about Indiana.
Oh, absolutely.
Think about here. Bo Bai. You might like the Bai family. You might not. I don't know. But he is running for Secretary of State.
Oh, I heard him on Rob's show a couple days ago. Yeah.
He is going to have to, at some point, separate himself from these lunatics. And when he does that, what will happen? Are they going to support him, or will they turn their back?
He said he would. He said he wants to. He said that's the plan. And by the way, my wife got a picture of that guy. Showed up in her Instagram feed. And she's like, Nigel, who is this? I go, oh, that's that's a Democratic nominee possibly for Secretary of State. Do you understand what I'm getting at here?
He's a good-looking kid.
He's a very tall, good-looking man.
Good-looking kid.
Young kid.
But you know what? There's a lot of good people that are turds at politics. So, we'll see what happens.
Good point.
All right, we'll take a little time out here. When we come back, we'll see if we can line up Al Unser Jr. We're working on getting him on the show.
Cool.
He's got a cool event coming up at Mad Hatter Shows. We'll try to get him lined up next.
At Advent, nasal congestion and sinus infections can be solved with an in-office 20-minute procedure. Elsewhere, expect surgery.
Our electric bills have increased as much as $50 each month. Governor Mike Braun is driving bills even higher. Instead of helping families, Governor Braun is doubling down on costly coal, gas, and nuclear. That means more pricey power plants that Hoosiers like us have to pay for. Utilities get richer, we pay more. Something has to give. Go to StopMikesHikes.com today to send Governor Braun a message. Hoosiers need affordable energy, not a blank check for greedy utilities. Paid for by Citizens Action Coalition.
As proud sports medicine partners of the Indianapolis Indians, Butler University, Purdue University, and the Indiana Sports Corporation, Franciscan Health is here to keep our community moving. Whether you're a weekend warrior or high school champ, we offer injury evaluations, concussion testing, and personalized recovery plans to help you get back out there. Because when you love the game, we love getting you back in it. Call 317-781-1133 or visit franciscanhealth.org/sportsmedindy.
Of all the times to buy new Lincoln, right now is the very best time at Tom Roush Lincoln. Get 0% APR for up to 48 months on 2025 Lincoln Corsair, Nautilus, or Aviator. Plus get a $1,000 Tom Roush Trade Assist bonus. So come get that new Lincoln from Tom Roush Lincoln, where our family's been serving yours for over 53 years.
Subject to credit approval. Not all buyers will qualify. See dealer for complete offer details. Offer ends 10/31/2025.
Press 1 for balances. Press 2 for deposits. Press 3 to scream into the void.
We get it. These days, it's all phone menus and chatbots. But business banking doesn't have to be that way. Bank with Horizon and discover the power of real AI, advisor intelligence. Real people who answer calls, know your business, and go above and beyond to help you succeed. Get started today at horizonbank.com/businessai. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Planes, trains, automobiles, and motorcycles. If you've spent a lot of time working or playing around loud vehicles, you may have trouble hearing on the telephone. Get back in gear with Relay Indiana, providing telephone accessibility to the hard of hearing. Relay Indiana allows hearing-impaired callers to have normal phone conversations through voice recognition technology. And there's loaned equipment for those who qualify. Add clarity back in your phone conversations. Get the captioned telephone from Relay Indiana. Visit RelayIndiana.com.
Are you ready to put joint pain behind you and get to a place where persistent pain doesn't control your life? The dedicated orthopedic experts at Community Health Network are here to turn those goals into a reality. With personalized treatment options that include robotic-assisted surgery, we'll help you feel your best so you can get back to enjoying your hobbies again. Learn more about your care options at ecommunity.com/ortho. Community Health Network. Exceptional care, simply delivered.
The Attorney General's office wants to put your money back in your pocket. Visit indianaunclaimed.gov and search for yourself, your loved ones, or your business. It's fast, easy, and free.
Drexel Interiors has teamed up with Mohawk for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. A portion of October's Mohawk sales will be donated to the Susan G. Komen Foundation. Visit either showroom or drexelin.com today.
Snap it. Send it. Hear it. Your photos, your video, your voice on WIBC. Join the text club by texting WIBC to 317-239-9393.
All right, Matt Bayer, what's up?
Eastbound 73-minute delay, Harding to Meridian. Southbound 6570 now stop and go traffic from the north split down to the south split. And inbound 65 slows at 21st. Let's go around Meridian. Crash east side, Keystone Way, north of I-70. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Replace old floors before the holidays with Drexel Interiors and get a free pad with a qualifying purchase of new catering or luxury vinyl through November 15th. Go to drexelin.com for details. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
It is 48 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. And check this out. Coming to the Mad Hatter Shows and Events Center Saturday, November 1st, an evening with Al Unser Jr. two-time Indy 500 champion.
Hell yeah.
He joins us now. Al Jr., how the heck are you?
We're doing great. Thanks for having us on.
Oh, man, this is going to be a really cool event. If you're an IndyCar fan, you need to check this out. Now, I assume you're not going to be performing songs or maybe doing your R-rated stand-up comedy. What's an evening with Al Jr. like?
Well, Dave the King Wilson is going to be on stage with me, and he's going to be your talent, and and I'm going to just be up there, and we're just going to talk about some racing stories and just really just have a great time. We'll be there for about an hour, and then we'll open it up for questions, and then we'll stay afterwards and sign some autographs.
Hey, Junior, just a quick question, and we'll get back to the comedy show or your performance here with Dave the King Wilson at the Mad Hatter Shows and Event Center in just a second. Obviously, the two-time Indy 500 victories are, I'm projecting here, they're the pinnacle of your career. But what about the 24 hours of Daytona? Is that like would that be second on the list?
It would be up there. The thing that when I talk about the Daytona 24 hours, the first thing that comes to my mind is grueling.
Yeah,
it is a grueling race, and it is a long race, and it's hard. It's physically hard.
But you did it twice.
Yep. I ran it probably, I don't know, 5 or 6 times, and every time
I guess you should say
we lost about 8 pounds of weight in that 24-hour period.
My goodness, that's
yeah. It was grueling. It is a grueling race, and so I love the race. I watch it when it comes on and that sort of thing, and I just know, those guys today, the reliability on the cars are so much better than they were in the 80s when I won it. They're out there, they're driving 10/10 the entire time, where we had to take care of our equipment and that sort of thing, and so we probably drive 7 or 8/10 most of the race to make sure that the car was there at the finish. And so these guys, man, they run them hard, and I got great respect for them today.
And I know I should be asking you about your Indy 500 victories. Obviously, everybody asked you about that. I'm just fascinated by the 2 wins for the 24 hours of Daytona. Did you sleep at all during those? Like
you're inside the racetrack and the cars are going by you,
right?
And yeah, you end up falling asleep, but only for an hour or something like that, because you're into the race and that sort of thing, and so
fascinating.
It is tough to sleep, but yes, you do fall asleep eventually. Yeah.
Speaking with Al Unser Jr., coming to Greenwood, the Mad Hatter Shows and Event Center, Saturday, November 1st. The show is 7 p.m. Get your tickets right now. Junior and our pal Dave the King Wilson, just talking some shop, making some people laugh, having a good time. Al,
exactly.
You heard Nigel earlier say that, everybody always asks you about the Indy 500. Do you ever get tired of it? Like, I've heard musicians say they get tired of playing their hits when they do a concert, right? Yeah. It's a hit montage if you're lucky at some of these shows. Do you ever get tired of people quoting, "You don't know what Indy means," or talking about the wins?
Not at all.
Good for you. Good for you.
Not at all. Winning the 500 is such a special day for the winners, and it never goes away. You're once you win the Indy 500, your title becomes Indy 500 winner for the rest of your life. Not just for it's for the year, and the only thing before that is this year's Indy 500 winner. But for the rest of your life, you're an Indy 500 winner, and I can tell you, Uncle Bobby and Dad, they never got tired of it either. They loved it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Love to hear that. Al, who was the toughest competitor you ever had to deal with out on the track?
The one that crashed into me.
You're going to have to be more specific than that, Al.
Whoever that was. No. Seriously, there was in my era. There were so many good drivers out there. You know, you've got Mario and Michael Andretti. You've got Emerson Fittipaldi, Rick Mears, Nigel Mansell came over for a couple of years. There was just so many of them that you just can't pick out just one, because it's like they would ask me about racing against my dad, and did I concentrate on my dad? If I concentrated on my dad, I'd have 6 cars go by me on the other side.
Right.
And so that's the way it was. I mean, it was just so competitive, and so you had to be on the top of your game every single race.
But be honest, it felt good to beat your dad, though, right? I mean, come on.
Yeah, I constantly wanted, of course. He was the first one that I wanted to beat, but I didn't concentrate on him.
Hey, before we let you go here, Al, we got about a minute left here. Tell us about the show. If somebody's thinking about buying tickets and heading out for a Saturday evening, November 1st at the Mad Hatter Shows and Event Center, what are they in store for?
They're in store for just a great time. You know, we're going to get up there, and Dave Wilson and I, we've done this kind of thing before, and we had great success with it. You never know where Dave is going to take it.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
So, you know, he's up there asking me questions and that sort of thing, and so, you know, we've had a long past with each other. We know our past from the 80s and 90s when he was on the Bob and Tom show and that sort of thing. And so, you know, we get into it and we cross some interesting subjects, and he reminds me of certain memories that I have that I've forgotten that I'll bring up, and it's just a bunch of stories, and it's about the racing, where we think racing is going to be going in the future, and that sort of thing, and just a great time, to be honest.
Get your tickets now. Mad Hatter Shows and Event Center. It's in Greenwood, Saturday, November 1st. The King and Al Jr., 2-time Indy 500 champion. Al, have a great show, man, and we'll talk again soon.
You got it. The doors open at 6, and the show starts at 7, and we hope to see everybody there.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Hi, I'm Becca, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. As an in-house designer, I can't wait for you to see our incredible selection of stylish and stackable rings. If you're shopping for your wedding bands, we have high-quality designs for every style and budget, from romantic to modern. If you're looking to add to a stack, your options are endless. Discover styles with clusters of gemstones, sleek all-metal designs, updated cigar bands, and signet rings perfect for an engraving. Because a friend knows you like options. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
It's been an awesome summer enjoying our big patio and new front porch that was put in by IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. We had like just this old sidewalk that was falling apart that led up to a small porch on our front door. It looked awful. Indy Decorative Concrete came in and made use of not only the space that was around the sidewalk, but turned our entire front porch into just this big patio setting, custom stamped concrete in an amazing, unique look. And the process was really easy too. See, Indy Decorative Concrete is locally owned. Mark came out to the house. He's the owner, gave us a few design ideas. And then we went to their showroom, and Jamie helped us pick out the stamped pattern we liked best. And once everything was ready to go, the process was done in 3 days. By the way, Indy Decorative Concrete, they do not use subcontractors. All their employees are W-2 employees, no subs. So whether it's a new patio, sidewalk, porch, don't do anything until you've checked out IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. IndyDecorativeConcrete.com.
Of all the times to buy a new Lincoln, right now is the very best time at Tom Roush Lincoln. Get 0% APR for up to 48 months on 2025 Lincoln Corsair, Nautilus, or Aviator. Plus get a $1,000 Tom Roush Trade Assist bonus. So come get that new Lincoln from Tom Roush Lincoln, where our family's been serving yours for over 53 years.
subject to credit approval. Not all buyers will qualify. See dealer for complete offer details. Offer ends 10/31/2025.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recycler Studios, Indiana Senate Republicans said they don't have enough votes for mid-cycle redistricting on 93 WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 4 o'clock.
Russia's about to face more U.S. sanctions. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. The U.S. Treasury Secretary says ramped up sanctions are coming, in addition to possible sanctions that remain on the table in Congress. This as the NATO Secretary General is set to meet with President Trump at the White House about the war in Ukraine after the U.S. scrapped an expected meeting soon in Hungary with Russia's leader.
The Russians have kind of tried to save some face, saying that the meeting was never fully confirmed, so you can't cancel something that hasn't been really scheduled. But they have also rejected President Trump's push to stop the fighting along the current battle lines, implying that the president reneged on his so-called agreement from the Alaska meeting, where they claim that he understood they first needed to solve what they refer to as the root causes of the conflict. So Russia's not happy, but President Trump still believes a ceasefire is possible.
Fox's Jackie Heinrich at the White House. The U.S. Senate expected to vote for the 12th time on a House-passed short-term spending bill that would reopen government. Republicans say a shutdown has to end before talks Democrats want on health care provisions, each side blaming the other for the expanding impacts of the shutdown. One governor deploying the National Guard to support food banks.
California Governor Gavin Newsom is fast-tracking up to $80 million in state funds, as well as deploying the California National Guard and California volunteers to support food banks as the ongoing federal government shutdown begins to delay SNAP food benefits for 5.5 million Californians. The Democrats stressing the California National Guard will not be acting as law enforcement.
Fox's Kristen Goodwin. Newsom is among the Democrat city and state leaders who've been critical of the president's Guard deployments to help protect federal agents during immigration enforcement operations. Wall Street retreats. The Dow down 334 points at the bell. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Indiana Senate Republicans said today they do not have enough votes for mid-cycle redistricting. It's 50 and mostly cloudy. I'm Jake McDaniel. Here's what's trending at 4:02. Even though President Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance have been pushing for it, this whole thing was seen by many as cheating to boost the GOP's power. Common Cause Indiana's Executive Director Julia Vaughn says exactly what she thinks.
They understand exactly what it is, and it's trying to change the rules of the game in the middle of the game.
With a recent poll showing Hoosiers against the federal demands to redraw maps, the Senate paused the plan. They're finally listening to Hoosiers. Most of Indiana will be under a frost advisory that will run from 2 to 9 a.m. Thursday.
Yeah, so we're expecting frost to start to form after midnight tonight, mainly, though, towards daybreak tomorrow. Across the state, we're really going to see it across the southern half and then kind of the western portions of the state.
Andrew White with the National Weather Service says if you'll want to bring any sensitive plants or Halloween decorations inside, it's because it'll be sensitive to the fall wind. A man was charged after a fatal shooting in Terre Haute from over the weekend. Here's Jarrett Lewis.
Terre Haute police say off-duty officers were working security at a nightclub early Sunday morning when they heard a gunshot. They made their way to a nearby parking garage where they found a woman shot in the chest. The woman, identified as 23-year-old Skyleen Ross, died from her injuries. Another man was hit in the hand by the bullet. Officers say 23-year-old Javon Wilson was the one who fired the shot. He was arrested and is now facing a preliminary charge of reckless homicide. Jarrett Lewis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Average price for gas in Indiana today is $3.09, says AAA. And if you enjoy ice skating, the ice at Carter Green in Carmel is set to start this year's season in exactly a month from today. If you'd like to secure a spot, you can buy your tickets on the Ice at Carter Green's website. The skating rink will be open from November 22nd to February 1st. WIBC News Time is 4:04. Your traffic and weather in 1 minute.
Everybody knows Hubler's got the best warranty around. 10 years, 200,000 miles. But did you know? Now you can get that same limited powertrain warranty on new Toyotas. Introducing the all-new Hubler Toyota. Get grand opening savings all month long. And right now, lease a new 2025 RAV4, just $349 per month. Or a new Tacoma, $289 per month. Plus, choose from Camrys, Corollas, Highlanders, Tundras, and more.
Hubler's got you covered.
At the all-new Hubler Toyota on US 31 South in Indianapolis. Visit HublerToyota.com. Grand opening savings and the best warranty around. 10 years, 200,000 miles.
Cover me!
Select models, approved credit, plus tax tag title license, 249 dealer doc, RAV4 model 4432, Tacoma model 7540, 36 months, $29.99 due, zero security, 10,000 annual miles, 15 cents per mile thereafter, expires 11/2.
You've got WIBC traffic at 405 with Matt Bear.
Crash east side, southbound 465 at South Shade-Flood Avenue. Blocking to left lane jam. It is up back to I-70 for a 10-minute delay. Inbound 65 stop and go from 21st to Meridian. Southbound 6570 a 7-minute delay from the north split down to the south split. Southbound 65 slows Raymond into South Keystone Avenue. And inbound 69 slow after 106th Street, 282nd. Traffic sponsored by Staples. Have you heard? The Staples Easy button is back with even more easy. Press it for custom print shipping services, even passport photos. Staples, that was easy. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And now here's the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
We are tracking a cold Wednesday night ahead with clearing skies here in Indy. Frost advisories will be in effect from 2 to 9 a.m. Thursday morning, so do not forget to cover up and or bring in your plants before the end of tonight. Thursday, much brighter but still chilly and below normal for this time of the year with high temperatures only in the upper 50s. And then Friday morning, the coldest morning of the work week ahead with lows in the low to mid 30s. Freeze watches are in place for Friday morning, and then we'll launch into the upper 50s, low 60s Friday afternoon. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
And I'm Jake McDaniel on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters
are weirdos?
So let's rock!
Hello, everybody. My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there with a very special in-studio guest.
One of our friends is the CEO of HVAF Indiana, helping veterans and families. Emmy Hildebrand is here.
Hi, Emmy.
Emily,
Hey, guys.
Emmy, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Last time I saw you, I was competing in the Hoagies and Hops eating contest
That's right.
at their restaurant, where the proceeds were benefiting your organization.
And you won.
I won
Right?
that thing.
It
right.
was a sight to see, for sure.
That's a very polite way of saying.
I tried not to throw up
Right.
while I watched you gorge yourself with these Philly cheesesteaks from Hoagies and Hops.
Emmy and I were talking during the commercial break, because that eating contest was local media people, and you had really good-looking TV folks, right? Like Angela Moyan of Wish TV, Ryan Morris
The
of
weather guy.
Yeah, like really in shape, good-looking people. And then I walked through the front doors, and you could hear a record scratch.
They knew who was winning that contest.
They were
that
just
day.
intimidated. That's all.
They looked at me and said, "Oh, you must be the favorite," which is fancy talk for the fat guys here, right? Come on. But we raised a lot of money, didn't we?
It was a record year. Christina and Hoagies
No
and Hops have
kidding.
been so generous. But yes, this was the most ever. And the celebrity contest was just a fun addition to the real competition where they ate twice as much in half the time.
Now, the reason we invited you up here today, Emmy, was I can't believe it's been a year since those devastating fires that took place that displaced a lot of your veterans.
It has been just about a year. On Sunday, it will mark a full 12 months since we experienced a fire at our Manchester apartments, which was our largest transitional housing facility where 48 veterans were staying during the fire.
Now, before we move into what this past year has been like, reset what HVAF is and what you guys do.
HVAF of Indiana, Helping Veterans and Families, is the largest organization in Indiana dedicated to serving veterans facing homelessness. So every year we serve between 1,300 and 1,400 veterans who need housing assistance, employment services, and basic needs support through our food and clothing pantries. We're really excited this year. We announced a 26% reduction in veteran homelessness here in Indianapolis.
And that's good news.
It's
That's
great
really good news.
26%?
26%.
What do you attribute that to?
Hard work and hustle. We have an amazing team at HVAF, and we are really relentlessly focused on ending veteran homelessness here in our city. Over the last 10 years, there's been a 70% reduction. So
that's amazing.
We're effectively using our resources to move veterans from streets to permanent housing as quickly as possible.
And not only are you housing these folks, but your goal is to get these veterans jobs to the point where they can live on their own.
Absolutely. And the majority of the veterans that are enrolled in HVAF programs leave without further support. So they are maintaining their own housing, they have jobs, they're enrolled in appropriate health care, and they're stable after they have received services from us.
What is transitional housing?
It's temporary housing.
Okay.
So the Department of Veterans Affairs funds a program that they call the Grant and Per Diem program. So veterans they have to be literally homeless to be eligible for services, and they can stay in one of our facilities for up to 2 years, but the average stay is about 6 to 9 months. And the whole goal is to quickly address any barriers to permanent housing and get them moved out.
I'm assuming health care and mental health is a part of this sort of rehabilitation?
It's a huge part of it. About 80% of the veterans we serve report a mental health or substance use diagnosis. So we have an on-staff therapist and a mental health team that works really hard to make sure that veterans are stable and they're able to be successful once they leave our transitional housing.
Wow.
Amy Hildebrand is our guest, the CEO of HVAF Indiana. So let's go back about a year. Sunday will be a year. This fire that went through the housing area, what did that do to you guys?
Well, the immediate thing, obviously, we had 48 veterans living there, and the building was nearly completely destroyed. If you look at Manchester Apartments, it's 2 long corridors with a courtyard in the middle. And I think, thank goodness we have a courtyard because that spared the entire building from burning. But one of the corridors was nearly destroyed. The other one was soaked by the thousands of gallons of water that poured down to save it. So immediately, we had to rehouse 48 veterans and be able to provide supportive services because they were already struggling when they came to us, and then they just experienced this new trauma on top of everything that they'd been through. So our staff is amazing. They really stepped it up, and we were providing, mental health care every day at temporary hotels around the city to make sure that those 48 veterans were cared for. So in the last 12 months, we've gone from standing in the middle of Pennsylvania Street wondering how we would ever recover from this tragedy to really starting reconstruction as soon as possible. In July, we reopened half of the building, and it's already full. So we've got 23 veterans ending their homelessness there right now. And we are working really hard on the rest of the building, which should be complete by August of 2026.
2 things. Do you know what caused the fire? And what is the age range of people that are utilizing your services?
So the fire was an electrical fire, and it started in the attic of the building. So it was above our sprinkler system, which is how it was able to burn so quickly out of control. Once it got up into the attic, it just spread the whole length of the building and kind of burned out of control. In terms of ages, we serve veterans from age 22 is probably about our youngest, all the way to 85 plus. The majority of the veterans we serve are over the age of 50, about 60%, but we're seeing many more younger veterans, Global War on Terror veterans, and also a huge increase in women veterans in the last few years.
So fast forward 1 year later, how are things? Is everything open now? Are you guys just a well-oiled machine? How long did it take for you guys to get your legs underneath of you?
I think that's really the most incredible part is that we dealt with this incredible tragedy and chaotic year, but we also stayed really focused on our mission, which is ending veteran homelessness. So we talked about the reduction already, but all that happened simultaneously. Every day we do life-changing homelessness ending work, and we still did that every day of this last 12 months. But we also have been undergoing a massive construction project. So the building is half open. It will be fully open in August of 2026. And when we reopen, the night of the fire, we had 51 units. When we reopen, we'll have 65. So we've done a little redesign, and we're moving our food and clothing pantries over there, and we'll have some on-site storage capacity, which we don't currently have.
How is it getting funded? Is it purely insurance?
It is not.
Is it donations?
It's donations. So insurance, they have one job, which is to restore what you had. But we wanted to be really thoughtful and make sure that what we built is what we need and will need for veterans in the decades to come. So thanks to the generous support of our community, we're using those donations to add the 14 units and to renovate the pantry space.
That's awesome. Emmy Hildebrand with us, CEO of HVAF. Wow. You've been on with us a number of times. What's been the response of the Hammer and Nigel WIBC audience every time you come on?
Well, I have to tell you, your people are our people. So probably right now I'm getting texts on my phone from people who are listening that support HVAF and the work that we do, and are loyal listeners of yours as well. So really appreciate you guys having me on so much, and cheering us on as we go through all of this.
So that being said, what can we do to help?
You can continue to raise awareness. Veterans are more likely to be homeless than non-veterans, especially women veterans, which is the fastest growing segment of the homeless population in the United States.
Why?
I think they face a unique set of circumstances and challenges that civilians don't. They often are uprooted from their lives when they join the military, and when they come home, it's not quite the same. They're not the same, and home is not the same, and that can be a really hard adjustment. So it's really important that as a community, we make sure that those who are struggling on our street have the resources that they need.
Let me ask you one more question, and I want to be respectful of your time, but you deal with homeless veterans. I'm wondering if your model can be extrapolated to homeless citizens in Indianapolis that don't have a military background. Does that make sense?
It does. I think the principles are the same. We have three main housing programs that we utilize to serve veterans. Our transitional housing, which is temporary. We have a rental assistance program where we work with veterans who are literally homeless or within 2 weeks of eviction to stabilize them. It's a lighter touch. And then we have something called permanent supportive housing, which is for veterans who may need lifelong support to keep their housing. I think all of those models are being used in the wider homeless service community, but maybe not resourced as well. So I do think there are a lot of lessons that can be applied.
Mark, on the YouTube chat, where can we donate? How can we help?
I would direct people to our website, hvaf.org. There is an opportunity to donate financially, which we would greatly appreciate. There's also an opportunity to donate your time. Our food and clothing pantries are staffed fully by volunteers every Tuesday and Thursday. And I love working in the pantry because, life is hard and it's complex, and hardly ever can you meet a need in a moment. And you can do that in the pantry.
And one of the great things that I think local athletic teams can do is volunteer at a place like HVAF. When I was coaching travel baseball for a number of years and my son was playing, we would always, every Thanksgiving, take them to a food bank or take them to a local charity. And so many high school kids have to get charity hours in. Your organization would be the perfect place for that.
We host high school students all the time and would welcome anyone. We also have opportunity to do collection drives. So we're coming up on the holiday season. So, any food drives for canned food items, non-perishable food items, winter clothing, we need all of that. Our food and clothing pantries are stocked with donations. And last year we distributed 105,000 pounds of food and clothes to veterans in need. Wow. So donations are always welcome.
hvaf.org. That is the website for helping veterans and families here in Indiana. Emmy Hildebrand. Emmy, it's been a long year, but God bless you, and thank you for doing what you do.
Thank you, Emmy.
Thank you guys again for all of your support and for cheering us on. It means a lot.
Matt Bayer's got a look at the roads. Southbound 465 on the southeast side crash at South Shadeland Avenue. Blocks the left lane. Stop traffic back to I-70, and the delay has ballooned to 23 minutes here since the last time we talked. Inbound 65 slows 21st to Meridian. Southbound 65, a 77-minute delay from the north split to the south split, and eastbound 70 stop and go traffic from Harding into the south split. Crash east side, Keystone Way, north of I-70. That's at 23rd. Inbound 69 slow, 106th Street to 465, delayed 3 minutes. Traffic sponsored by Staples. Have you heard? The Staples Easy button is back with even more easy. Press it for custom print, shipping services, even passport photos. Staples, that was easy. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Right now, we got cloudy skies downtown, 48 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. Is this anything? Next.
Concrete coatings, they are the best in the business when it comes to coatings, whether we're talking about a garage, a basement, a pool deck, any indoor or outdoor area, concrete. I know firsthand. They came in and worked a miracle with my old garage floor. Oh, it was so disgusting and stained and unmaintained and cracked and uneven. Galaxy Concrete Coating, my garage floor is out of this world. They got it done in as little as a day. It's 4 times as stronger than it used to be. Way easy to clean. Check out their website, see pictures, get a quote, galaxyconcretecoatings.com, or give them a call, 751-9070.
Comcast Business can help turn your small business into a connected, secure, modern business. It's how retailers become constantly connecting must-visit shops. How restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How healthcare offices become the data-protecting caregivers that we all depend on. And how wealth management firms become cyber-securing guardians of your information. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, and Wi-Fi backup, your business can stay connected and get threat-ready with Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with our reliable business internet. Plus, stay connected when you add Wi-Fi backup for just $35 a month. And ask about a $400 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Call today. Restrictions apply. Wireless Connect requires business internet for additional monthly charge. Taxes and other fees extra. Prepaid card offer ends 11/16/25.
Hey, Mr. C, it's me. Well, I just picked up the ring. I actually went to Hellsberg. Thanks for that recommendation. Kate's gonna love that hers is from the same jeweler you got Mrs. C's ring from. They were so helpful throughout the whole process. They even knew your family by name. And the ring looks great. Anyways, I just couldn't wait to let you guys know. Call me back and wish me luck.
Hellsberg, designed with care and craft since 1915. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, you may be in big trouble with Chip Wood.
Our owner?
Free oil changes along with alignment?
On any 4-tire purchase.
And Goodyear's up to $200 off?
Yeah.
Sorry, Mike, but I'm telling.
But the Wood family is behind all this.
Oh, those rascals.
But don't tell the accountants.
Of course not. And what do they do again?
Buy any set of 4 tires at Tire Discounters and get a free alignment and oil change. Make them Goodyear's and save up to $200 more. See store for details.
It's JMV, and the fall sales are across the board at Miss M's Home and Garden this week. Visit the Garden Center for 20% off all fall annuals, including mums and interior fall decor. 30 to 50% off all container trees and shrubs in stock. 40% off patio furniture and 50% off pottery. Now is the time to take advantage of the remaining fall evenings and save. The friendly staff at Miss M's will help add the right touches to your home and landscape. Miss M's on State Road 135, south of Whiteland Road in Bargersville.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
The Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division has over $800 million just waiting to be claimed. Text Tamara and Nigel to 46220 or visit indianaunclaimed.gov to claim yours today.
Tamara and Nigel presents
It depends upon what the meaning of the word is.
Is this anything?
All right, let's rock and roll.
Brought to you by Indiana Unclaimed. Presented by the Attorney General's Office. The Attorney General's Office reuniting Hoosiers with over $1 million in unclaimed property every single week. Fast, easy, and free to search. If you've got any money floating around out there, IndianaUnclaimed.gov.
One of my favorite things to do is wait until Allison takes a bite of food, then you try to make her laugh, and maybe, just maybe, she'll spit it out or choke.
Maybe, just maybe. I just about did.
Is this anything? Now experts are saying that the object that hit a United Flight's windshield was not space junk, but a weather balloon.
Oh, I also heard it was alien technology. I heard several things about this. Yeah, go ahead.
Alien, space junk. Experts are now saying it was a weather balloon. It caused the plane's windshield to shatter.
Yeah.
Here's the CEO of Windborne Systems admitting that it was one of his 2-pound weather balloons.
So given our flight telemetry data, it appears likely to us that it was a windborne balloon that struck the plane. Or rather, the plane flew into a windborne balloon.
Okay, so it's your fault. It's your fault. It's your fault that the flight had to divert.
Thanks, jerk.
The pilot's windshield went out and he was injured. And there were people speculating that it was some sort of unidentified flying object that collided with it. The more, explanation. At least it wasn't a Chinese weather balloon, right?
Right. That was spying on our country that pretty much did the job until the very end. Like the Biden administration, if you remember, allowed it to go across the country. Then when it got to the ocean,
hovering over nuclear installations in the mountains in the middle of the United States,
military bases in the Midwest. But when it got to the ocean by Myrtle Beach, that's when they decided to go full Johnny Tough Guy and shoot it down.
We didn't want to hurt anybody. There was no way in any shape or form that it was transmitting plans back to Russia or China.
I'm not going to lie, this kid's birthday party sounds awful.
What's up?
Is this anything? A New Jersey boy wanted a special themed party for his 5th birthday. The theme was President Jimmy Carter. He wanted a Jimmy Carter themed party that also tied into Habitat for Humanity and a bunch of gear to celebrate. Here is Ryan and his mom opening up a gift.
Do you know who this is from?
Habitat for Humanity.
Oh, it says happy birthday from Habitat for Humanity. We heard about your amazing party and that President Carter is your favorite U.S. president.
Oh, wonderful.
Wow, look, it says Jimmy Carter and the Rosalind Carter Project. Wow, look at that.
Even a screwdriver.
Oh my goodness.
He got the drill so he could snap.
So now who could you be like?
Jimmy.
I want to be like Jimmy in the Iranian hostage crisis in 1979, and energy crisis in 79, and the oil and the economic struggles, and
crippling economic strife,
foreign policy, and several missteps. But President Carter was my favorite. Where does a 5-year-old get that? He gets that from his parents, right?
And his parents are clearly losers because post-president Jimmy Carter, okay, if you want to say he's a great humanitarian, I'll listen to that. He did more outside of his presidency than he did during it.
He did.
But his theme was President Jimmy Carter. That's like having your theme of the Cleveland Browns for your football party.
He lost in a landslide in 1980 to Reagan. I'm trying to think of a sports analogy. Maybe you're better than I am.
It wasn't the biggest ass kicking of all time because that was the sequel when Mondale lost to Reagan. But
yeah. But 1980 just destroyed between the economy and the energy crisis and the Iran hostage crisis. But nobody questioned Jimmy Carter's heart.
No, he was just dumb. He was a horrible president, but he was a nice guy, which we've always said, okay, give him a store. Don't give him the country. Let him babysit your kids. Don't give him the keys to the country. Can you imagine one of your kids at 5 years old going, I want a Jimmy Carter themed party?
No.
That's awful. And the parents should be ashamed of themselves. It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
Hey, it's Big Joe for your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer, Jim's Heating and Air Conditioning. Owner Jim Scott is based in Clinton County, but they're now serving a larger area.
Boone County and Hamilton County, there are just not enough HVAC contractors in those areas to handle the demand. So we can offer a value for them because of our 5-star rating, family-owned, quality.
On the north side, just go to jimsheating-air.com for Jim's Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Hammer here for my friends at Diamonds Direct, Keystone at the Crossing. It's right there by the Green Bridge. And listen, we're getting close to holiday time. And that means, guys, the pressure's on to get that home run gift. That perfect gift that says, not only do I love you, but I've been a pretty awful boyfriend or husband this past year, and I hope this diamond makes it better. Your one-stop shop, baby, is Diamonds Direct. They got the biggest selection and the lowest prices. Direct is the key word. They get their diamonds direct from the source and cut out the middleman and pass the savings to you. And their customer service, mwah, chef's kiss. It's the top notch. It's the best in the business. Chris is my sales rep. So when you walk through that beautiful door at Keystone at the Crossing at Diamonds Direct, find Chris and ask her 2 questions. Number 1, is it true that Jason Hammer is the most beautiful man you've ever seen? And number 2, what is the biggest bang I can get for my budget? Every member of that sales team is trained to make sure you get the biggest bang for your buck. Diamonds Direct, Keystone at the Crossing. Stop by. Tell them Hammer from Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Severe from Vicks.
Sinex Severe nasal spray.
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Severe instantly relieves nasal congestion and works 6 times faster than nasal decongestant tablets. The 12 hours of relief allow you to get back to the moments that matter without congestion.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it! Try Sinex Severe from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level. On the go.
The Trump administration is continuing to carry out strikes on drug trafficking vessels. It's 52 and cloudy. I'm Jake McDaniel. Here's what's trending at 4:31. War Secretary Pete Hegseth said on social media that 3 narco-terrorists, were killed in a strike in the Eastern Pacific, marking the first time such action has been reported outside the Caribbean. Hegseth said the strikes, part of the administration's campaign against Venezuela, resulted in both terrorists killed with no U.S. forces harmed. Vice President J.D. Vance has met with people in Israel as he was visiting as the ceasefire is still happening between Israel and Hamas. It's to try to keep this agreement moving forward.
Phase 2 is already being discussed, and the vice president says he's optimistic about the possibility of success to finally end the war in Gaza.
I didn't know what to expect, honestly. I know the president was here a week ago to welcome the hostages home and actually sign the deal. A week into it, there's a lot of work to do.
Overnight, Hamas released the bodies of 2 additional hostages. 13 deceased hostages remain inside Gaza and must be released to complete phase 1 of the deal.
Fox's Trey Yingst reporting, Vance added that around 200 U.S. troops sent to Israel would not be on the ground in Gaza. Indiana is supposed to become quite frosty. John Herrick reports.
Most of the state will be under a frost advisory from 2 to 9 Thursday morning.
Some of these areas of frost are going to be mostly focused in the more sheltered areas, and then with the winds generally being out of the west, if you have anything on the east side of your house, it's going to be another area of concern for that frost.
Andrew White with the National Weather Service in Indianapolis says low temperatures will be hovering around the 30-degree mark for the next few days, while highs are supposed to be in the 50 to 60-degree range. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
And Bon Jovi, those legendary rock and roll Hall of Fame rockers, are kicking off their Forever Tour this July with 4 shows at New York's Madison Square Garden. And now your WIBC closing bell report. The Dow dropped by 334 points to 46,590. The S&P 500 blew 35 points to 6699. The NASDAQ lost 213 points to 22,740. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 4:33.
If you have Medicaid and are new to Medicare, you may qualify to enroll in a Humana Medicare Advantage dual-eligible special needs plan with a lot more benefits like dental, vision, and hearing, along with helpful support when you need it most. Now is the time to see if you qualify to enroll. It only takes a few minutes to find out if you're eligible. Our licensed sales agents are ready to help you understand your options. So this Medicare planning season, we can help you plan well. Learn more at humanaduals.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. Humana is a dual-eligible special needs HMO SNP plan with a Medicare contract and a contract with the state Medicaid program. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal.
With your traffic at 434, here's Matt Bear.
East side crash clear, southbound 465 after Brookville Road. Still stop traffic. Running from Brookville Road almost back to Penn Pike, but the front of the line is clearing out. Inbound is 65, 4-minute delay, 21st to Meridian. Eastbound 75-minute delay from Harding, South Split. Southbound 65, 70 stopped from the North Split to the South Split. And that's going to be a delay of 18 minutes. Looking at northbound 65 from Raymond into the South Split, a little bit slow. And then inbound 69, slow roll 106 to 465. Crashes west side, Girls School Road at Crawfordsville Road and West 10th Street at Country Club Road. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Drexel Interiors has teamed up with Mohawk for the Breast Cancer Awareness Month. A portion of October's Mohawk sales will be donated to the Susan G. Komen Foundation. Visit either showroom or DrexelIN.com today. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And now the forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
We are tracking a cold Wednesday night ahead with clearing skies here in Indy. Frost advisories will be in effect from 2 to 9 a.m. Thursday morning, so do not forget to cover up and or bring in your plants before the end of tonight. Thursday, much brighter but still chilly and below normal for this time of the year with high temperatures only in the upper 50s. And then Friday morning, the coldest morning of the work week ahead with lows in the low to mid 30s. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
And I'm Jake McDaniel on the level on the go and on WIBC.com.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there with a very special in-studio guest.
The governor for the great state of Indiana is Governor Mike Braun. So the million-dollar question is special session or not? We're hearing stories this morning, our news partners all saying there's a report coming from the Senate Pro Temp's office. The votes aren't there. There's not enough Republicans to call for or pass, rather, a redistricting plan. Have you heard anything? Do we have any updates?
Well, you're a betting man. What do you think the odds are?
That's what I asked him.
He asked me that earlier. 50-50. Because I feel like there's a lot of pressure from Washington to make this happen.
Is there? Is there, like, when J.D. Vance, the Vice President of the United States, shows up twice within a month or two, like, what does he sit down and talk to you about?
I'd say there's a thing called, let's extrapolate it. You start, and where's it going to go?
Yeah.
He was in August, I believe, and then in several weeks ago, and then last Friday, I think the head cheese was talking to the entire Senate. So that to me looks like they're going to keep working the vote count. And from what we can see, even though you're not going to get that exact figure maybe coming out of the Senate, that gets closer and closer every day. I mean, when you look at some of the underlying reasons, I've said it on here before, the Dems wouldn't hesitate a moment to do it.
Please.
And they always take it to the limit. And the fact that they're raising so much cane about it would be that they really cannot gerrymander any further almost throughout the country. California's got the only number of Democrats that you could probably play with, but they're losing population. So in next census, they'll probably lose 2 to 3 congressional districts. But our closest counterparts, Massachusetts, they've had a little bluer than we are red, but they're troughing out. We get a little redder each year. They've had 9 congressional districts, all blue, gerrymandered for a long, long time. So I think many people believe that you should do it within the normal structure of it. And I think many people think that Republicans got to start fighting fire with fire. And I think that's the argument that's been sinking in among the senators that the White House has been talking to. I think we're even closer to it now than we would have been a week ago.
Did you sit down face-to-face with the vice president?
I did when he was in here the last time.
Yeah.
I know J.D. well from, I guess, the 2 years we served together.
Senator of Ohio,
Yeah.
You had mentioned on our program before that there's a cutoff date, right? November would have to be the time for a special session to be called. You know, here we are at the 22nd of October. We're getting pretty close to cutoff time. Do you have a date in your mind as to whether you could do this special session or not?
We're still in good shape there. And that to get done would need some preparation. We're not at that point. But we're closer to getting there. All along I said the legislature is going to have to think about it. They're going to get persuaded. Republicans across the state are increasingly behind it, where that started off probably 50-50. There was a poll recently that the people that don't want it did that poll that said it's up to 75-25, and that means it's closer to probably 85-15. And then you're getting to a place where the grassroots voters are interested in it. They'll be getting a hold of their own reps and especially senators. And
are you frustrated with the Senate right now?
You know, I'm not, in the sense that, to me, it was kind of clear how it would evolve, and it's pretty well happened the way I thought it would. And I think we're getting real close to where there'll be enough senators that get you to the point where you call a special session, and then they're on record to say which way they're going to go.
There's a lot. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Nigel.
I wonder if redistricting, and if it's successful, how much difference is it going to make in totality?
So it would probably end up with 9 competitive districts with still a heavy Republican tilt.
Sure.
And that's because most of the Democrats in southern Indiana have become Republicans. They were the conservative blue dog Democrats, and that has made us a supermajority state for a long time. Used to be more balanced, and I don't think they're going to convert back to the other way, and that's because the D that they used to associate with, maybe Kennedy Democrats, they're all gone. I mean, when you look at the new squad, Jasmine Crockett, AOC, and Mondami.
Yeah, the mayor running for mayor from New York.
I mean,
wow,
and
that's crazy.
That is frightening. So they've got their own issue, and Democrats across the country are less popular than Republicans, but there's a lot of angst among, I think, voters in general, because they see things not getting done at the federal level. We're blessed here in this state. We got a healthy economy, and you don't have to have 60 senators to agree to something to get anything done. And I think by and large, the state economy has been doing well. I've been at 3 or 4 ribbon cutting events, and let's see, Caterpillar is putting 400,000 square feet in addition to their 1.3 million they have in Lafayette. Just was out in Brownsburg, 1.6 million square foot logistics center from HarperCollins, who's a sister company to News Corp, the Fox media moguls. So,
and wages good with jobs in Indiana?
Wages are actually better than where they were over the last year. We've focused on high wages and growth in whoever comes in. And the other good news is, where they were spending nearly $55,000 per incentivized job, we've got that down to closer to $16,000.
Because a lot of people will say, okay, adding jobs is great, but how are the wages? How are the real wages doing?
The wages, since we've been in office, have gone from roughly 36 to 41. That's a big jump.
Speaking with the governor, Mike Braun, here on the Hammer and Nigel show.
Well, I just one more thing on this, and we can move on to different, because I definitely want to talk about the Turning Point USA event last night down at Bloomington. But when the Vice President of the United States comes down to visit Indiana, do you sit with him one-on-one and just hash things out, have discussions in your office?
Yeah.
Is that what it's like? And what are the substance of those conversations like?
Both times that would have been the dynamic. And then knowing that he knows me, I know him, his heavy lifting was going to be with the legislature.
Yes.
Because I said all along,
yes.
When we get there, and I told him, you need to make the case. Don't come in and, try to ram it through. And when you come in twice, you're given time for them to stew on it. When you get the call from the president last Friday, and that should have taken all the mystery out of what the White House wants to do.
Right.
And when you look at why they want to do it, it's to even the playing field. And all the complaining we've had here have been from Democrats and liberal independents mostly. And then Republicans, I think, mostly were just uncomfortable with doing it out of sequence. And, of course, it's perfectly legal to do it, and it's done often. And, again, it's rich for the other side to complain about it when they've been the masters of it.
Governor, did you get the impression that the White House was putting pressure on the Indiana Senate, almost as if, hey, if you guys don't play ball, don't be surprised if we put some money behind some primary challenges?
Well, I think they're making the point that this is important to them. And I think they're whipping their own vote, which is a synonym for counting in the political world. And I think they'll keep doing that. And they feel good that they're there. And the Senate itself has been kind of a closed mouth about it. But they know it's been moving in that direction, too. So I think we're getting close, and this is very similar to what I thought would happen and how long it would take, and we still got plenty of time to get it done.
How was that event last night down in Bloomington with Tucker Carlson, the Turning Point event?
Well, I had time to revisit with Tucker, and we talked for about 10 minutes. It was mostly on hunting, trees, forestry, those kinds of topics. I think he's living in Maine, and he brought his 2 bird dogs along, and I think they were on stage.
He was hunting right before I think he came to Indiana.
Yeah, that's what he indicated. So I think what I felt in that auditorium, and interesting, the only time I think I've been there before was a Sha Na Na concert back when I was in college. And, of course, they were belting out AC/DC with that audience.
Yeah.
And the audience was very energetic. That was a house full of conservatives mostly. And what I love is what Charlie stood for. Don't be embarrassed of faith, family, and community. That's what I've always run on. It seems like even the youngest of the generations are now starting to put 2 and 2 together. I don't think a liberal group could fill up an auditorium with that many people, and there were many that couldn't get into it.
Right.
And it's based upon values that Republicans have always said they're for, but we've not been very voiceful for it. Charlie represented that. He would take on that Q&A, and that's kind of what Tucker did. And you got to be in a position. I said it to the crowd there. You learn a lot from people you disagree with. You know where they're coming from, and you need to be able to counterpunch. And my experience in D.C. was Republicans were generally weak at that, didn't want to do it, and I think that was Trump's forte.
Last thing here, we want to be respectful of your time, but I did want to ask you about the utility rates debate and also the IURC selection process.
Yep. So we made that again very open. I think we had roughly 47 individuals that wanted to do it. We will narrow it down. There has to be a Democrat and 2 Republicans among that. That's a commission that has to be have some balance politically. So we got a lot of good choices to choose among.
You want me to throw my name in the ring?
Who do you have?
Name in the hat? Me.
Oh, you.
I can do it.
Okay.
That's a no. Nice.
You'd have to go through the proper vetting, you know.
Yeah, all right, never mind. Forget I asked a question.
So this is one issue that I don't think has snuck up on anyone. You compare it to property taxes, you've got 5 monopolies that run most of the electric generation in the state. And you've got Wabash and Hoosier Energy that supply most of the energy to the REMCs. Little difference there. But in general, ratepayers across the state have felt what many others have with Biden's inflation and the fact that we've probably been not represented well on the IURC for ratepayers. And first thing I could do to weigh in on that was Abby Gray for the OUCC, consumer counselor, and you know what she recommended on the AES. You're not getting an increase. We think you ought to decrease rates.
Right.
And
although AES is still trying to raise up rates.
But that doesn't happen until the IURC would agree to it. You've seen when there's been some discussion among city politicians weighing in on it. And I think now there's a chorus generally that will reflect that. And the IURC will be the eventual arbiters of it, have to make the decision. And I hope to get a commission balanced with ratepayers getting as much interest in what happens as what utilities have in the past.
Have you had any conversations with anybody at AES or even maybe BlackRock if they are going to finalize this transaction?
Lots, because they know that there's a different dynamic out there, not to mention data centers and all of that. You know, we just had the dust up on one trying to go in on the east side of Indy.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a lot of complicated dynamics there. But I think even there, you're going to have the people that do data centers are going to be paying for their electric generation, hopefully adding some to the grid. They're all well-heeled that want to do it. Ratepayers need relief, and you start there by getting a commission that's going to be paying attention to their needs.
Governor, thank you so much for coming by. We always appreciate your time, and we appreciate it.
You're very welcome. Happy to do it.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Whether it's the good food or the friendly mood, you can count on Indiana to never lose when it comes to tailgating. And we want to see you at every game. That's why Hubler's got you covered with the best warranty around. So kick off the season in a Hubler quality pre-owned vehicle. Right now, you can buy with zero down. Choose from over 2,000 cars, trucks, and SUVs. Plus, every Hubler Q certified vehicle is covered by a 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Includes a 128-point vehicle inspection and a free Carfax history report. We'll pay top dollar for your trade. Bring Hubler your old car for an immediate appraisal. Zero down delivers. And Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles.
Hubler's got you covered.
Visit drivehubler.com or any of our 13 convenient locations.
Cover me.
Select models, approved credit. Warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
So if you live in Boone or Hamilton County, your worries are over. If you have not had a good experience with your HVAC contractor and want to experience a 5-star rated dealer, an American Standard heating and air dealer called Jim's Heating and Air Conditioning. They're an American Standard Platinum Custom Care dealer in Frankfort and are now serving Boone and Hamilton counties. You got to see what great service and quality is all about with Jim's Heating and Air.
Call and ask for Jim Scott for high-quality American Standard equipment and high-quality customer service right to your home. Jim's Heating and Air, 765-601-1461, or visit jimsheating-air.com. That's jimsheating-air.com. Boone and Hamilton County, stand up, baby. Jim's Heating and Air, ready to help you out. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you. American Standard Heating and Air, built to a higher standard.
Are you ready to put joint pain behind you and get to a place where persistent pain doesn't control your life? The dedicated orthopedic experts at Community Health Network are here to turn those goals into a reality. With personalized treatment options that include robotic-assisted surgery, we'll help you feel your best so you can get back to enjoying your hobbies again. Learn more about your care options at ecommunity.com/ortho. Community Health Network. Exceptional care, simply delivered.
Neighborhoods are popping up everywhere, but if you want something different than what you're currently seeing, Joyner Homes, based out of Greenfield, can build you a unique, custom home on your own private lot or anywhere you can bring your own builder. They've built hundreds of homes across central Indiana. Visit Joyner Homes Model Homes or go to joynerhomes.com to see floor plans and pricing and more. With Joyner Homes, you can even start from scratch if you want. Check out their 5-star Google reviews and visit joynerhomes.com.
Our electric bills have increased as much as $50 each month. Governor Mike Braun is driving bills even higher. Instead of helping families, Governor Braun is doubling down on costly coal, gas, and nuclear. That means more pricey power plants that Hoosiers like us have to pay for. Utilities get richer, we pay more. Something has to give. Go to StopMikesHikes.com today to send Governor Braun a message. Hoosiers need affordable energy, not a blank check for greedy utilities. Paid for by Citizens Action Coalition.
Of all the times to buy a new Lincoln, right now is the very best time at Tom Roush Lincoln. Get 0% APR for up to 48 months on 2025 Lincoln Corsair, Nautilus, or Aviator. Plus get a $1,000 Tom Roush Trade Assist bonus. So come get that new Lincoln from Tom Roush Lincoln, where our family's been serving yours for over 53 years.
Subject to credit approval. Not all buyers will qualify. See dealer for complete offer details. Offer ends 10/31/2025. Replace old floors before the holidays with Drexel Interiors and get a free pad with qualifying purchase of new carpeting or luxury vinyl through November 15. Go to drexelin.com for details.
The Home and Garden Show is live this Saturday from 9 till 1 at Sullivan Hardware and Garden at 49th and Penn for booze and beers. Enjoy tasty food, cold beer, family-friendly games, and don't forget your costume. All at Sullivan Hardware at 49th and Penn.
All right, Matt Baer, what's up?
5-mile delay in Hendricks County. It's westbound as 70 pockets of stop traffic from State Road 267 to State Road 39 because of police activity. I can see it on the left shoulder here. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Replace old floors before the holidays with Drexel Interiors and get a free pad with a qualifying purchase of new carpeting or luxury vinyl through November 15th. Go to drexelin.com for details. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
All right, right now, partly sunny, 48 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. If you would like to respond to anything you heard from the governor right there, please go to the WIBC YouTube chat, leave your comment. You can also send us a message on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram. Just look for Hammer and Nigel. We're easy to find. You can also email the show, hammerandnigel@wibc.com. You can even text. That's right. Text your little hearts out. 317-239-9393. You heard the governor. He gave his thoughts on redistricting, special session, regulatory commission, AES. Love to hear your feedback. Let us know your thoughts.
By now, you've heard about IndianaUnclaimed.gov. It's a way to claim your unclaimed property from the Indiana Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division. It's not a scam. It's not houses, boats, cars, or storage facilities. It isn't free money. So what exactly is it? It's your money. It belongs to you, and it's waiting for you to claim it. It's money from unclaimed wages or commissions, forgotten bank accounts, underlying shares, refunds, insurance proceeds, stock dividends, safe deposit box contents, overpayments, certificates of deposit, money orders, and more. The Indiana Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division safeguards those funds while trying to locate and return those funds to the owner or heir. It's your money, you deserve it, and the Attorney General's office wants to make sure you get it. The Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division has over $800 million just waiting to be claimed. Text Hammer and Nigel to 46220. That's Hammer and Nigel to 46220. Or visit IndianaUnclaimed.gov to claim yours today.
Football is back, and so are great hairlines. We Grow Hair Indy has helped former local professional football players get back in the game with full natural hair. You don't have to play pro ball to get pro-level results. Hey, it's Rob, and I knew I picked the right team when I needed a Hail Mary for my hair. I called We Grow Hair Indy. Whether you're tailgating, coaching, or watching from the couch, do it with confidence. Trade the sidelines for a hairline. Get back in the game at We Grow Hair Indy. Schedule your free evaluation today at WeGrowHairIndy.com. That's WeGrowHairIndy.com or call 317-522-2995. That's 317-522-2995. Enjoy being out and about this fall. Enjoy watching the games in person with your friends with confidence you haven't had in years. And you can do it with a trip to We Grow Hair Indy. 317-522-2995. 317-522-2995. Tell them Rob sent you.
Hi, I'm John Ray, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. Getting engaged? So friends, listen up. Shane Company engagement rings are protected with our all-inclusive free lifetime warranty. We stand behind the same quality we've offered since 1929. Our rings are crafted to last. It's why our warranty is the only one that protects your center stone. We also cover repairs, resizings, cleanings, and so much more. That's money you keep for you and your family. Because a friend always has your back. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recycler Studios, upcoming court dates were confirmed today. You'll hear about an event that helps the public get rid of medications you may not need anymore. You're listening to 93 WIBC. WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 5 o'clock.
They're putting Russia on notice. Lisa Brady, Fox News.
We are going to be announcing a substantial increase in Russia's sanctions.
Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent telling Fox Business the president is disappointed with where talks stand on ending the war in Ukraine.
President Putin has not come to the table in an honest and forthright manner, as we'd hoped.
This week, the president pulling the plug on plans for another upcoming meeting with Putin. Congress also still considering separate sanctions. One U.S. senator making a marathon stand against a president Democrats call lawless.
Due process matters, that court decisions matter, and that we're paying attention, and we're going to keep making as much good trouble as we can when we see violations of fundamental rights for Americans.
Oregon Senator Jeff Merkley started his filibuster almost 23 hours ago as a government shutdown standoff continues.
The Democrat shutdown is a glaring example of just how far the Democratic Party has strayed from common sense.
House Speaker Mike Johnson urging Senate passage of a short-term spending bill already passed by the House. Democrats want health care issues addressed first. President Trump says he's willing to meet with the Democrats, but only after the government reopens. That shutdown health care debate centering in part on rising premiums for Obamacare if tax credits expire. But a new poll finds insurance costs already rising for other plans.
The average employer-based family health insurance plan cost nearly $27,000 this year, up 6% from last year, according to a survey conducted by the health research group KFF. Employers are picking up about three-quarters of that, with employees contributing nearly $600 a month. KFF's chief executive says he sees a wave of employees potentially being made to share more of the costs as they go up.
Fox's Chris Foster, employers citing multiple reasons for the rising costs. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
A legal proceeding was held today. You've got a cloudy sky and it's 53 degrees on Monument Circle. Tonight's low is 37. I'm Jake McDaniel. Here's what's trending at 5:02. That was in the case against former NFL quarterback and Fox Sports analyst Mark Sanchez. John Herrick explains.
It was a pretrial conference with Judge James Osborne presiding.
Pretrial conference with a jury trial on December 11th at 8:30.
The judge and attorneys for both the prosecution and the defense confirmed that an omnibus hearing is also set for November 20th, and the main purpose for that hearing is to address things like procedural matters, evidentiary disputes, and motions filed by both the prosecution and defense. Sanchez is accused of attacking a truck driver named Perry Toll in Indianapolis on October 4th. Toll says he had to stab Sanchez in self-defense. Sanchez was not present at Wednesday's pretrial conference because he is still recovering from his injuries. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Indiana State Police are hosting its Drug Take-Back Day in partnership with the DEA this Saturday from 10 to 2. State Police Captain Ron Galavis says this is a great resource for the public when trying to toss your old prescriptions.
And what it does, it allows members of the community to bring in their unwanted or expired medications for safe, legal, and proper disposal.
The event combats high rates of prescription drug abuse and accidental poisonings. Caterpillar is investing millions more into the Hoosier State. Here's Jarrett Lewis.
Indiana is one of the first states in the country receiving $5 million from Caterpillar for training initiatives as part of the company's 5-year, $100 million workforce development pledge. Caterpillar said this investment helps the next generation learn to navigate the workforce of tomorrow. Last year, Caterpillar announced $725 million would go into expanding its large engine facility in Lafayette. They say it's to meet the global construction and energy demand driven by AI and data centers. Officials from CAT and Indiana Governor Mike Braun toured the large engine center on Tuesday to check out the facility's expansion. Jarrett Lewis, 93, WIBC Mobile News.
And the Indiana Pacers begin their regular season tomorrow against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Tip-off at 7:30. Your time is 5:04. Your traffic and weather in 1 minute.
Zillow ranks Indianapolis number 2 among 2025's hottest markets. Home values have risen and are holding strong. Now is a great time to sell. Hire the team with proven systems to maximize your equity. Sell your home with Mark Dietel. Maybe you want a fast, guaranteed, no-hassle home sale, but don't want to give up hard-earned equity to do it. Mark Dietel is the only real estate expert trusted and recommended with the sale of your home. Mark Dietel guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. Just pick your move date. No long-term contracts. You can cancel at any time. Dan and Casey in Indianapolis said it was time to downsize and we needed to sell our old house quickly at full value. Mark Dietel made it happen. We got our asking price in a few weeks without any repairs or an appraisal. Call the local Indianapolis agent, trusted and recommended, the agent who guarantees your home sold or he'll buy it. Call Mark Dietel, 317-755-4232. Get all the details or go online to markdietel.com. That's Mark Dietel, Dietel, markdietel.com.
With your WIBC traffic at 5:05, here's Matt Bear.
East side, it is a crash northbound 465 approaching Penn Pike. Left shoulder closed. Traffic slow back 270. Still on the east side, southbound 465, 11-minute delay from 72 south at Shadeland Avenue. Inbound 65, delayed 4 minutes, 21st to Meridian. Southbound 65 at 70, stop traffic from the north split to the south split. And eastbound 70, that's a stall at Meridian, slow back to Harding Street. On the northwest side, northbound 465, stop and go traffic 86th Street up to 865. Inbound 69 slows 96 to 465. And Hamilton County, northbound 69, stop and go traffic from Campus Parkway up to State Road 13. Traffic sponsored by Staples. Have you heard? The Staples Easy button is back with even more easy. Press it for custom print shipping services, even passport photos. Staples, that was easy. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And now the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Clearing skies in Indy for tonight with frost advisories in place from 2 to 9 a.m. Thursday with lows in the mid-30s. Thursday, much brighter but still chilly with high temperatures only in the upper 50s with breezy winds. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
And I'm Jake McDaniel on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it! All right, Hammer. The attorneys for Mark Sanchez, butt fumble, former quarterback for the Jets. They're in Marion County today for a pretrial conference. Mark, he's out on like $300 cash bond. Wasn't required to appear. He's still recovering from his stab wounds. I don't know where he's at. Is he in California? Is he
probably back in California? Yeah. His wife is one of the chicks in that show Chad Powers that's streaming on Hulu.
I need to watch that.
Like, she's the coach's daughter character. I mean, she's attractive, hot woman, and yet we still don't know what Mark Sanchez was looking to do in the streets of Indianapolis. But this was like a 5-minute deal today, Nige.
Well, I can you reset why Mark Sanchez was here to call the Colts game for Fox?
With the Raiders, yes.
And he ended up getting into it with some old man.
Who was working.
He was working, like changing out recycled oil for the restaurants.
Right. And there's some video that's out there now. Now it's black and white and it's kind of grainy.
Yeah.
But Sanchez is seen like kind of walking around this alley. Next thing you know, he's sprinting like back and forth. At one point, he tries to get into the worker's vehicle, and that's when a struggle ensues. And the worker, which is an older guy, a guy that's well into his 60s, stabs Sanchez, but at the same time, he gets roughed up pretty good. And then there's video of a very bloody Mark Sanchez walking through the streets of Indy. It's a bizarre thing we still don't have answers to. Nothing. And I'm surprised nothing is leaked out at this point. It's odd when something doesn't leak out, but we don't know why Mark Sanchez was in the alley. We don't know what he was, if anything, was under the influence on. And the pretrial conference was today, one of them, just 5 minutes. And now we've got a court trial scheduled for December 11th.
I will say he seemed very contrite and very sad and downtrodden when, I think it was Fox 59, I think it was, what's his face? McQuaid was the only person there with a microphone in his face.
Did he ask him about gun control? Did he quote rock lyrics?
Mr. Sanchez, if you would have had a gun, would you have shot him? Because there is constitutional carry in this. No, man, Sanchez looked bad. He looked like he just wanted to get home.
Right.
But I don't know what happened, and I really don't know what the victim was, the quote-unquote victim. I mean, you saw those pictures of him in the hospital.
He got roughed up. He got roughed up pretty good.
Real bad.
And we've heard from friends of the victim come out and say, this guy is the most nice, sweet human being.
Yeah.
A number of years ago, his sister-in-law was shot while working overnight at a village pantry here in Indy. He did the media rounds back then. This was like a decade ago, speaking to TV stations. And here he is, just a decade later, he's in the news for stabbing a crazy Mark Sanchez, at least according to the charges, for trying to steal his car and beat him up.
Self-defense. So what's he charged with?
Mark Sanchez charged with 1 count of battery resulting in serious bodily injury. That's a level 5 felony. Misdemeanor battery resulting in bodily injury. Misdemeanor count of unorthodox entry into a motor vehicle, unauthorized. Misdemeanor count of public intox when the defendant endangers the life of another. So the next big date on the calendar, there's one more pretrial conference, but December 11th is the tentative date of the jury trial for Mark Sanchez.
Yeah, man, the holidays. That sucks.
You know what else sucks? Getting stabbed and punched by a lunatic Mark Sanchez when he's out of control in downtown Indy when you're just trying to go to work. That sucks too. One of my favorite posts that I saw was, like, you mentioned that interview, I think it was Fox 59, where Mark Sanchez is walking very gingerly, and he sounds very contrite, and he gets in the car and drives away. Someone made a statement that said, I would take Mark Sanchez in this condition right now over Justin Fields to be the Jets quarterback. Life comes at you fast.
It sure as hell does.
We've been talking about this all afternoon, but down in Bloomington last night, Turning Point USA event. This was supposed to be Charlie Kirk speaking to students. Charlie was assassinated in Utah, September 10th.
Ugh.
So Tucker Carlson filled in last night, and he was doing the Q&A with the IU students. Someone brought up the Epstein list and whether or not Donald Trump is a part of it.
I've never thought it was really about Trump. I don't know that anyone's put forth credible allegations about his personal behavior. Maybe I missed it, but Ghislaine Mack, whatever. We can get into the, I know actually a lot about the case. What I'm really bothered by is I think it's both inherently important. I think there were a lot of people involved in this whose names you know, who have a great deal of power in American society and internationally, including a former prime minister of another country who's been accused of rape, credibly. Bill Gates, there's a lot of people, right? And I think it's fair to know what your leaders are doing. And I don't think there should be, I hate cover-ups. I think, as I noted before, the deep state is 100% real. The Epstein story intersects with that in really profound ways. And if you don't tell the truth about it, most people, probably you, reach the conclusion like the system is so rigged, no one will ever tell me the truth about anything.
So that's a little bit. And this goes on for a couple of minutes. You know, Tucker and the IU students, they have a little back and forth. Here's a little bit more.
Do you believe that the Epstein files will ever get released in entirety?
I don't want to be boring about this, but I did a long, 3-hour show on this last month. I don't think there are, strictly speaking, Epstein files. So actually, the government gathered a shockingly small amount of evidence in the original case, which is insane to me. So how did that happen? I want to know that. I want to know how justice was perverted consistently along the line, okay, A. B, I want to know who murdered him in federal lockup in Manhattan. He was murdered. He did not kill himself. And I'm not guessing. I'm not playing the meme game Epstein didn't kill himself. Epstein actually didn't kill himself. He was murdered. But think about that for a second. Who could get into the most secure part of the federal detention center in downtown Manhattan? Who could do that? And the former Attorney General of the United States, Bill Barr, covered up his murder. And we know that for a fact because he said in his memoir, and at the time, his first instruction to his staff at DOJ when Epstein was found dead in his cell, we can't let anyone think this was a murder. Well, you haven't even done the investigation yet. So rule 1 in law enforcement is, and in journalism, by the way, we don't draw conclusions before the evidence arrives because we could be wrong. Also science, any honest undertaking requires you to find out what happened before you make a judgment about it. And he didn't. And he was part of the cover-up. And he's threatened to sue me for saying that. Go ahead.
The thing about the Epstein trials.
I love Bill Barr.
The thing about the Epstein files, right? Every leftist, when they're trying to get over on a Republican, get over on a conservative, throw a zinger in there. Trump was part of the Epstein files. Release the Epstein files. Here's the thing. People like us, conservatives, we want all the files released too. Because if you've got 2 eyes and a functioning brain, you know Donald Trump is not a part of it. Had he been a part of it, the Comey family, which was the prosecutor in the Ghislaine Maxwell case, would have absolutely thrown him under the bus during an election year. If you don't think otherwise, you're naive and you're a moron.
Totally.
So clearly, Trump was not a part of it. But if there's somebody that he's covering up for, we all want to find out too. It's not some sort of zinger. It's not some sort of own. Well, your boy's covering up the Epstein files. We want it out there too. I've been very critical of Donald Trump about this. Very critical of Pam Bondi and Kash Patel and all of them. Every single one of them. Before we hit a break here, I think we need some Halloween stuff.
Really?
Pumpkins, candy, costumes, Halloween stuff. According to a new survey, most single people say the loneliest holiday is Halloween. Actually worse than Valentine's Day.
Or Christmas?
57% say Halloween. This is according to a survey from dating.com.
Oh, no.
59% of single people say Halloween is one of the hardest days of the year. 57% say it's worse than Valentine's Day to be single. Nearly 80% admit to feeling lonely on October 31st, and some say they've cried after opening the door to see families and trick-or-treaters. So why do we think this is?
Come on.
Why do we think this is? Possible explanations. Number one, Halloween is built around groups. There's trick-or-treating kids. There's parties, couples costumes, families hanging out together.
Neighborhood parties.
Right. Or number two, even for people who are low-key, a lot of us celebrate Halloween by watching scary movies or making festive foods and treats, which kind of sucks if you're by yourself. So do you buy the argument that for singles, Halloween is more depressing than Valentine's Day?
I don't if you have kids. When you're single, maybe that's a different story.
That's what this is about. So singles. Allison, there's no ring on your finger, so let me defer to you here. Are you way more of a pain in the ass on Halloween than Valentine's Day?
Well, first off, rude. Second off, that makes me sad that people, you don't, just because you're single, you can still do those things. I mean, I have so many friends that, go to parties together and big groups that hang out. I can see maybe if you are older and you wished you had a family by now and like you're opening the door and you see these happy families and you're like, shoot, when is that going to be me? I could see that happening, and that is a little sad. I feel bad for them.
What's the age at that point? Like, what age are you talking about?
I don't know, probably 30s.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know, but it could be anybody.
But do you understand why some would say
I understand. Yeah, I could see
worse
that.
than Valentine's Day? Because Valentine's Day is a whole day about love and getting lucky.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, but I think a lot of people don't celebrate Valentine's Day as much in your face as literally coming up to your door and knocking on it.
Dude, I've been married for almost 23 years. We hate Valentine's Day in our house.
See, so I think that's a little more low-key than Halloween.
Just a freaking Hallmark holiday where you have to act like on social media you're so in love, while the other 364 days you hate everything about your life. I think it's crap.
I love Valentine's Day.
Matt Bear's got to look at the roads.
All right, northeast side crash, northbound 465. And it's at East 71st Street, center lane block. Traffic stop and go back to East 56. Southbound lanes on the east side are jammed from 72 south of Shadeland Avenue. That's a 10-minute delay. Inbound 70 slow. Rural, north split. Then southbound 65-70 delayed. 18 minutes from the north split to the south split is construction. Inbound 65 stop and go 21st to Meridian on a 3-minute delay. And eastbound 70 coming in from the west side. The stall cleared, but we are still slow from the south split back to West Street. Traffic sponsored by Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield. They've teamed up with the Indiana Fever and Common Threads to provide local schools with information for nutritious meal preparation. Learn more at anthem.com/fever. Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield is the trade name of Anthem Insurance Companies Incorporated. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
48 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. That's right. It's the Heating Weather Center now.
Oh, no.
Temperatures in the 40s. No more cooling bull crap. It's the American Standard Heating Weather Center. Let's go back to that story we just had. People saying that Halloween more depressing than Valentine's Day for singles. We've put together an attack ad, okay? An attack ad
Is that right?
on Halloween. I know there's not a big election coming up this year, but writing attack ads has always been like my passion project. Here's one for Halloween.
October 31st, vote no on Halloween. Halloween supports dangerous roving gangs of children going door to door to get their fix. When it comes to healthcare, Halloween doesn't care. Under Halloween, tooth decay rates have doubled and instances of child obesity have skyrocketed. Halloween is deceptive. Sure, it may look like a sexy firefighter, but don't count on Halloween if your house is burning down.
Right.
And Halloween is not a legal holiday. If Halloween had its choice, it would allow for more illegal holidays to invade and take over your calendar. Don't be tricked. Halloween is no treat. This October 31st, vote no on Halloween. Paid for by Thanksgiving.
I'm Thanksgiving, and I approve this message.
See, there you go. It's not even a real holiday.
Fine.
It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
Of all the times to buy new Lincoln, right now is the very best time at Tom Roush Lincoln. Get 0% APR for up to 48 months on 2025 Lincoln Corsair, Nautilus, or Aviator. Plus get a $1,000 Tom Roush Trade Assist bonus. So come get that new Lincoln from Tom Roush Lincoln, where our family's been serving yours for over 53 years.
Subject to credit approval. Not all buyers will qualify. See dealer for complete offer details. Offer ends 10/31/2025.
So if you live in Boone or Hamilton County, your worries are over. If you have not had a good experience with your HVAC contractor and want to experience a 5-star rated dealer, an American Standard heating and air dealer called Jim's Heating and Air Conditioning. They're an American Standard Platinum Custom Care dealer in Frankfort and are now serving Boone and Hamilton counties. You got to see what great service and quality is all about with Jim's Heating and Air.
Call and ask for Jim Scott for high-quality American Standard equipment and high-quality customer service right to your home. Jim's Heating and Air, 765-601-1461 or visit jimsheating-air.com. That's jimsheating-air.com. Boone and Hamilton County, stand up, baby. Jim's Heating and Air, ready to help you out. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you. American Standard Heating and Air, built to a higher standard.
To build your custom dream home? Joiner Homes is ready to make your dream come true. Over 18 years, Joiner Homes, based out of Greenfield, have built hundreds of homes in central Indiana. And the best place to start is joinerhomes.com. That's where you'll find pricing, photos of completed Joiner homes to inspire you, available home sites, and info on where you can visit their model homes and a lot more. Be sure to check out Joiner Homes' 5-star Google reviews. Get started today at joinerhomes.com.
It's not just cancer care, it's the complete care you get at Hendricks.
And you can feel that spirit of excellence, trying to do what's best from a medical standpoint, but also trying to affect the patient and their family as you would a family member.
Hendricks Care is trying to meet the patient where they are. You know your body better than anyone else.
Do the cancer screening early.
An ounce of prevention versus a pound of cure.
Learn about health screenings at hendricks.org/cancer.
Stuck in a job that just isn't getting it done? Maybe it's time to go for IT. Whether you're just starting out, switching careers, or a military veteran ready for change, My Computer Career can help you launch a rewarding career in IT in months. No prior experience needed. Why spend years getting a traditional degree when your future in IT can start right now? Take the free career evaluation at mycomputercareer.edu today. Your most powerful upgrade? Your career. Go for it. Go for IT. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Man, we don't mess around with anybody else but American Standard Heating and Air dealers, because specifically they're built to a higher standard. Like Hammer's going to tell you about one of those awesome independent American Standard dealers here in Indy.
How about family heating and air? The Morris family, ready to help you out with your needs this fall. You could call Rachel, Marcus, or Malia today to make sure your system is ready for the fall and even winter weather that's approaching. I had a problem recently. Called family. Malia walked me through the process. They're rock stars, man. Great customer service. Family Heating and Air always encourages you to call them for a free second opinion. If you've already got a quote from another dealer and something looks a little squirrely, call family, because nobody takes care of you like family. And you can also ask about indoor air quality as well. 317-577-8077. That's 577-8077. Family Heating and Air. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you. American Standard Heating and Air, built to a higher standard.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com, because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, E-T-H-O-S, ethos.com/Mike.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
Drexel Interiors has teamed up with Mohawk for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. A portion of October's Mohawk sales will be donated to the Susan G. Komen Foundation. Visit either showroom or drexelin.com today.
Join us every Friday right around 5:50 for Beer Sample Friday.
Brought to you by Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus, home of free delivery within 75 miles of their store.
Are you really okay with this?
Are you okay? Everything's gonna be okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I'm pretty far from okay.
Are you okay with this? On the Hammer and Nigel show.
Oh, yeah!
So Hammer, a new app called Endless Summer. Endless Summer uses AI to create fake photos so it looks like you went on vacation.
That's so sad.
There's also a Halloween mode that puts you in costume so you look like you dressed up and went to a party. Are you okay with this?
No, this is ridiculous. This is stupid. As a matter of fact, if I'm going to do something AI with Halloween, I don't want to make it look like I'm at some sort of costume contest or I'm surrounded by friends. I want it to be like something from a scary movie or something, right?
Sure.
Like I've seen a bunch of videos out there featuring the Scream movie. So Nige, do me a favor. Go to the Hammer and Nigel Show Twitter right now, at Hammer and Nigel.
Okay.
You're starring in what appears to be a remake of one of the Scream movies. Take a look at it. Allison's watching it right now. It's you staring into a mirror. See, I'd much rather see that than somebody saying, look how popular I am.
That's terrifying. Oh, my God. How did you do
You look
that?
terrified in the video.
Well, as he should. Although I think the Scream guy is being a little gentle. It looks like he's just wafting your hair. So
It's
if
just
you
a bad barber.
if you want to see what we're talking about, follow us on Twitter at Hammer and Nigel, and just look for the top post or the one right below it, Nigel on Halloween.
I'm not going to show that to my kids. That will mess them up.
Although, really, he's just helping you with your hair, and your hair looks great. All right, coming up next, the Tonus, Tony Kennett, will join us right after Jake does the news.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
The Senate plans to hold a vote today. Skies are mostly cloudy, 53 degrees in downtown Indy. Tonight's lows in the mid to upper 30s. I'm Jake McDaniel. Here's what's trending at 5:30. It's on a measure that would end the government shutdown. Oregon Democrat Jeff Merkley has been talking on the floor since yesterday evening. Senate Democrats won't vote for the House funding plan unless it includes extending health insurance subsidies used by over 20 million Americans. A state Supreme Court just sided with a transgender weightlifter in their claim against USA Powerlifting.
The Supreme Court in Minnesota sided with J.C. Cooper, who sued USA Powerlifting 4 years ago when the group said Cooper could not compete as a woman. Cooper argued that violated the Minnesota Human Rights Act, and the state's justices agreed. But the justices sent part of the case back to a lower court to now consider whether powerlifting has a legitimate business purpose in excluding Cooper, that there's a genuine dispute of material fact on how they seek to ensure competitive fairness. The attorney for USA Powerlifting says they look forward to presenting this aspect of the case to a jury, that the policy is not about Cooper's gender identity, but about the fact that she went through puberty as a male and therefore has inherent strength advantages.
And that's Fox's Jessica Rosenthal reporting. At IU last night, Tucker Carlson tackled American values after Charlie Kirk's assassination, weighing in on foreign policy and redistricting.
I think that apportioning congressional districts by race is like the most, which is really the core issue here, is the most divisive thing you can do. I think apportioning anything by race is totally immoral because, again, it's collectivist in a way that violates the American sense of justice.
Indiana Governor Mike Braun and Indiana Republicans are considering a special session on redistricting after talks with the Trump administration. Carlson was at IU for a Turning Point USA event. You're paying an average of $3.09 a gallon for gas today, says Gas Buddy. And the Pro Football Hall of Fame is moving forward with the class of 2026, announcing a list of 128 modern era players that includes first-time eligible stars like Drew Brees, Larry Fitzgerald, and Frank Gore. This follows the announcement of coaching nominees on Tuesday, which included WIBC traffic at 5:32 with Matt Bear.
All right, Jake, looking at the west side, southbound 465 at Rockville Road. That's a crash blocking the left lane, stopping traffic back to the 74 Crawfordsville Road interchange, and that's a delay right now, running at 11 minutes. On the northeast side, crash northbound 465 at East 71st Street, center lane blocked, and traffic jam back to I-70 for a 27-minute delay. Southbound 465, 9-minute delay from 72 South as Shadeland Avenue. Inbound 70 slows rural into the north split. Southbound 65 70 stop north split to the south split. Inbound 65 slow for a 5-minute delay 21st to Meridian. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Drexel Interiors has teamed up with Mohawk for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. A portion of October's Mohawk sales will be donated to the Susan G. Komen Foundation. Visit either showroom or DrexelIN.com today. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. Now the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
We are tracking a cold Wednesday night ahead with clearing skies here in Indy. Frost advisories will be in effect from 2 to 9 a.m. Thursday morning, so do not forget to cover up and or bring in your plants before the end of tonight. Thursday, much brighter but still chilly and below normal for this time of the year with high temperatures only in the upper 50s. And then Friday morning, the coldest morning of the work week ahead with lows in the low to mid 30s. Freeze watches are in place for Friday morning, and then we'll launch into the upper 50s, low 60s Friday afternoon. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
And I'm Jake McDaniel on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
The Hammer and Nigel Show. Hello, my name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there with a very special guest on the hotline.
He's an investigative reporter for the Daily Signal and the host of the Tony Kennett Cast. 7 o'clock, right after our show here at 93 WIBC. He is the Tonus, Tony Kennett. And Tony, I'm surprised you actually have the energy to speak with us today, because I know how much time and energy you spent at the No Kings rallies over the weekend.
Well, I mean, of course. And after all, not only do you have the No Kings protests, you have the 3 or 4 monkeypox procedures afterward.
Oh, dear.
Very, very important to get checked after you go to one of those kind of events, as you know.
You've been a very busy man protesting with the No Kings rallies and the fact that Donald Trump's doing construction at the White House. So thank you so much for manning up and joining us today.
Let's stick with the No Kings for just a second, and then I do want to get to the White House and how, like, the liberal media is losing their minds over Donald Trump's construction over there. What was the point of the No Kings rally, do you think, in your opinion?
So... well, I mean, we can actually ask them why they were out protesting, and the best part was they didn't actually give us an answer. They don't like Donald Trump. Okay, I hear you.
Yeah.
But what are you protesting, though? And they're like, well, we're protesting kings. Okay. But what does that have to do with Donald Trump? They're like, well, he's breaking laws. Okay, which laws is he breaking? They're like, well, he's a really just stinky orange man. Oh, okay, that's great. Back to the old folks' home for you, Cheryl. Thanks for joining us.
And you know what I thought one of the other aspects of these No Kings rallies is, like, they hate the rich, they hate the billionaires, but don't they understand that it was Soros and other billionaires, Bill Gates and things like that, people like that are funding these rallies, that puts on the No Kings demonstrations?
I mean, I personally find it funny that the Ford Foundation, Tides Foundation, Gates Foundation, the Waltons, then, of course, all of the classic usual actors, of course, Soros, Open Society Foundation, Hans-Georg Weiss, the fantastic Swiss billionaire who also funds the Indiana Capital Chronicle. You know, those billionaires just so happen to also funnel a bunch of money into the thing they say they hate. Now, look, I'm just going to say, I like having ideological standards. I like the same thing that I liked yesterday, that I like tomorrow. Maybe that's because I'm an old man at heart. I'm not going to say I hate billionaires yesterday and then go take their money the next day. But I guess, that's not a standard.
And look, I'm cool with people protesting peacefully. That's fine. But again, what was the purpose? What would you say you accomplished here? Like, Tony, in Indy, if those people at the State House would have walked over to the AES building and demanded better rates, I'd have been like, hell yeah, let's go, protest AES. But it was No Kings. Well, congratulations. There's no kings in America. Now what?
Okay. To be fair, the State House is technically closer to the AARP building. So you got to think that they only have so much energy to walk, these elderly folks, and it just so happens picking up the AARP and going and getting their free, I guess, their free pacemaker is more exciting. I don't know.
Yeah, that was the main demographic. It seemed like the boomer generation saying, "Oh, we're gonna go back to the '60s, man."
Oh, don't forget
kings, brother.
Don't forget young gay people in inflatable mouse costumes. Woo-hoo-hoo!
Well, yeah,
Really bring it.
Let me ask you this. I saw one of your reporters from Daily Signal interviewing...
In a gay mouse costume? Excuse you?
No, she wasn't in the costume, and she was interviewing, I think we played the audio hammer of this absolutely vile woman talking about Charlie Kirk and how she was glad he was dead and that he was a Nazi. Is that par for the course for these demonstrations, that kind of ugliness, that kind of attitude? Or is it more, I mean, you've been to dozens and dozens of these types of protests. It's all shapes, sizes, and forms of ugliness, isn't it?
Oh, I mean, it really is. You get an old, bitter lady, you put her in one of those Zorro hats that Southern women still think are in fashion.
Yeah.
And then you get her out there on the street and you say, hey, what do you think about, like, just normal, regular Christian conservative men? And they're like, murder them, boil them in oil. I'm a normal person. And there's the same person who has the just be kind sign in their front yard.
Right.
Sure.
And they don't realize that the rest of the country finds them disdainful and disgusting. There was the Chicago elementary school teacher making the blood spurting from the neck sign to mock Charlie's assassination. She's now been removed. Again, if you want to say you hate Republicans, you don't like the right, cool, that's fine. I'm not fond of the left. I hear you. But you don't have to go out there and say, you know what, I really like it when they die. Like, that doesn't endear you to anyone. You're just a scummy person.
No.
Hey, and speaking of Charlie Kirk, Turning Point USA was in Bloomington last night. IU's campus, let's be honest, pretty hotbed for liberal activity. Tucker Carlson was filling in for the late Charlie Kirk. You were there, Tony. Walk me through what you saw.
Well, first of all, there were about 15 I guess it's Bloomington, I have to differentiate, extra LGBTQ people that were there that evening. And my poor producer, Nick, said that they smelled like parental disappointment. I haven't decided yet if that's piss or weed or a mix of the two. But anywho, they didn't really bother anyone. Tucker did a pretty good job in the Q&A. Tucker says some things that I'm not a huge fan of, but Tucker and I are friendly. And we got to chat a little bit beforehand, a little bit after. And first of all, that was the most entertaining hour I've had. We were making basically fools out of ourselves down in there in the front. We were giving the coffee shop beat poetry snaps to some of the stupid questions. At one point, Tucker said, I don't care if you're a queer from the Midwest, that'll probably help you get into law school. And the lady asking the question goes, I'm a queer from the Midwest. And we just lost it. It was a really good time. What can I say? TPUSA knows what they're doing with these events. Everyone had a really enjoyable time.
And you know what? Hat tip to security, because Ryan Hedrick from the WIBC newsroom talked to us yesterday. You're telling this story now. I honestly thought there would be way more protesters at IU. Like, I remember what they did when, the Jewish students just wanted to go to class and they were making an ass of themselves on campus. I thought there'd be way more activity than that last night.
So interesting that you say this, because there was one person who was actually sitting catty corner to me and Representative Andrew Ireland, who rushed the stage before anyone got out there. Actually, producer Nick, props to him, he called it out. He said, this person's acting really weird, Tony. And I looked over, and I was busy trying to get the show set up, so that's me being transparent. I probably should have paid closer attention. About 3 seconds later, she bolts towards the stage. She's wearing like an old, big, overgrown kind of green raincoat, leaves some kind of a book that she had bookmarked on the podium, and then she sprints out of the room. And from the analysis, it looks like she knew what was the layout, like maybe a theater major kind of a thing, because she knew exactly where to go to leave immediately, which door wasn't guarded by police. And this is why I bring that up. The security guard did immediately walk up, take the book away, which I think is a bad idea, because you don't know if, like, something was on the front cover, like maybe an overdose of fent. You got to be careful.
Anthrax,
I will say this. It's not safe enough yet. That was a slip. That was a mistake. That could have been terrible.
Wow.
The security was okay, and I don't blame this on TPUSU. I blame this on Indiana University. Last night was safe because there was not an active threat that took place. So Indiana University police, Indiana University staff need to step up because there was a major flaw last night. Thank God she just left the book on that podium, or it could have been a lot worse.
And by the way, just overall, and we can move on, what was the point of last night and Turning Point USA? What was the message from Mike Braun and Tucker Carlson?
Oh, those are two different things. Mike Braun got up there, and look, I like Mike, I do, but it gets under my skin when I don't know, maybe it's because I grew up kind of naturally charismatic. I don't get the politician getting up there. Mike is a very relaxed Hoosier. Mike is the kind of guy who will sit on the porch and watch the corn grow kind of a guy. I love him, but salt of the earth, not my style. He did okay. I wanted him to I actually came very close to heckling Mike Braun, just to be very transparent. I almost shouted redistrict now while he was speaking. And I have no problem saying that to his comm staff, who I know are listening to the show right now. I'm just saying, you should have focused on redistricting and kind of rallied the crowd. He didn't. He focused on free market stuff, which is not really what the conservative movement is like up in arms about right now. But he did a good job. Tucker just got up to ask questions, because that's what Charlie did, was have questions. Tucker could have spoke last night, and given that that's kind of contentious in today's conservative movement, given some of his opinions on some things, I think he could have done that and it would have been okay. But he made the decision to say, no, I'm going to do what Charlie did, and we're going to have a Q&A. And I got to say again, I had more fun last night listening to that than I think I have since the last time I was in studio with you guys on a Beer Sample Friday.
Come back for one more segment?
You got it.
Tony Kennett with us. He's coming right back. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
TRTMVP.com. Go there now, guys. If you feel your energy slipping away, it could be low testosterone. You got to take action now. Synergen X and Low T Center can help reclaim your energy with a quick and simple and free T-test. Visit a local Synergen X or Low T Center. Again, TRTMVP.com.
Guys, if you feel like your energy is slipping a little bit and you could use a little pick-me-up, Synergen X and the Low T Center, they offer a quick and free T-test. That's right. Get that testosterone checked with Synergen X and the Low T Center. Pharmaceutical-grade testosterone, never compounded and personalized by the experts on staff just for you. Most insurance covers it, so schedule that appointment right now. TRTMVP.com. That's TRTMVP.com.
Everybody knows Hubler's got the best warranty around. 10 years, 200,000 miles. But did you know? Now you can get that same limited powertrain warranty on new Toyotas. Introducing the all-new Hubler Toyota. Get grand opening savings all month long. And right now, lease a new 2025 RAV4, just $349 per month. Or a new Tacoma, $289 per month. Plus, choose from Camrys, Corollas, Highlanders, Tundras, and more.
Hubler's got you covered.
At the all-new Hubler Toyota on US 31 South in Indianapolis. Visit HublerToyota.com. Grand opening savings and the best warranty around. 10 years, 200,000 miles.
Cover me!
Select models, approved credit, plus tax tag title license, 249 dealer doc, RAV4 model 4432, Tacoma model 7540, 36 months, $29.99 due, zero security, 10,000 annual miles, 15 cents per mile thereafter, expires 11/2.
Hey, it's Big Joe for your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer, Reinhardt Heating and Cooling. Owner Danny Reinhardt says putting his kids in charge of more of the day-to-day operations of the business was the plan all along.
It makes me really proud that I know that I can turn it over to my family and they can take care of things, and I've got all the confidence in the world in them. And that's the legacy I'm proud to leave.
A great family-owned business, Reinhardt Heating and Cooling. 317-745-4526. Reinhardt's your trusted local independent American Standard dealer.
Texting enrolls you into reoccurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could it be lower testosterone?
Lower T.
Happens to most guys after 40.
I was in the same boat until I started using Nugenix Total T2.
Total T2, the new one I've seen on TV.
Yep, it's the next generation testosterone booster for both free and total testosterone. It's packed with even more man-boosting power, sending nitric oxide levels skyrocketing in just 3 hours.
It actually works?
I feel like I'm in my 20s
again. I've got more energy, better results in the gym, and things are even better in the bedroom. Send them a text and get a complimentary bottle.
Text now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the #1 testosterone brand at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, absolutely free. Text BEAT to 231231. BEAT to 231231. BEAT to 231231.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Blow sediment and gunk out of your well, plus a 6-point inspection and 30% off all of it. Wow. C&J, great systems, great people, 317-852-WELL.
Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield and Common Threads has teamed up with the Indiana Fever to provide local schools with information for nutritious meal preparation. Learn more at anthem.com/fever. Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield is the trade name of Anthem Insurance Companies, Inc.
Colts fans, our team is on fire and we're celebrating in style. Join us for the Colts Ultimate Tailgate this Sunday at noon at the Slippery Noodle. We're talking drink specials, tailgate games, and nonstop Colts hype before kickoff. Bring your crew, wear your blue. Details at WIBC.com.
Matt Bear has a look at the roads.
Man, oh man, Hammer. Northeast side, Lawrence crash. Northbound 465 at East 71st Street. We have 3 right lanes blocked and leaving only the left lane available for travel. This hasn't stopped. Back to I-70 delay time is 83 minutes. Inbound 70, stop and go from rural into the north split, then southbound 6570 on a 20-minute delay from the north split to the south split. On the west side, crash. Southbound 465 at Rockville Road. The left lane is blocked. Traffic jammed back to West 38th Street for a delay of 21 minutes. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Replace old floors before the holidays with Drexel Interiors and get a free pad with a qualifying purchase of new carpeting or luxury vinyl through November 15th. Go to DrexelIN.com for details. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
47 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center at 93 WIBC.
Back with Tony Kinnett from the Tony Kinnett Cast, which airs weeknights at 7 o'clock right after our show on 93 WIBC. Also part of dailysignal.com. Was it last night or the night before? I don't know when I was watching, but you played a clip of, and I have it here with me, this, the crazy snap lady. Can you give me some context for this? Does this have to do with the shutdown?
It was last night, but Obama somehow got our show, internet shut down, so it kind of crashed. But we did end up getting it up last night. SNAP, food stamps are going to run out in November because the Democrats have the government shut down. Well, there's one lady who is mad about it. And so she recorded a video that I think has more censor bleeps than a Jerry Springer rerun.
Yeah, be careful if there's young kids in the car. We've got it bleeped here, but she's upset that the SNAP benefits or some of those are going to run out in November, correct?
Yeah, she's rather incensed, one might say.
All right, here we go.
Donald motherfucker Orange Man J. Trump. I'm going to tell you just like this. What the you mean? Who ain't getting that goddamn food stamps in goddamn November? Because I'm getting my goddamn shit. I don't know about the rest of you motherfuckers, but I'm getting my shit. Because I'm going to tell you just like this on Lamar motherfucker. I will be at motherfucker Walmart with my steel toes on and my motherfucking helmet, and I dare a try to stop me from walking out that motherfucker store with my groceries.
Good Lord.
Baby, I'm 200.
Wait, let me pause it right there. Did she just say, you're gonna see me at Walmart with my steel-toed shoes on and a helmet, and I'm gonna get my groceries, basically confessing that she's planning on stealing? Did I hear that right?
Yes, that is correct. She's like, so I'm going to steal because if I don't have SNAP, God forbid that if you have steel toes, one would think, well, then you're on a factory floor working or something. I worked at Draper and Spiceland. One would think you're using your steel toes on the floor. No. By the way, that helmet that she held up, it doesn't look like it fits her either. She looks like a more tan version of Stay Puft from Ghostbusters.
Yeah. Booger McFarlane's helmet wouldn't fit this woman.
Would she... That's a great reference. But also, when she held up her steel-toed, as she called them, I think they were a pair of Asics.
Yeah, I was like, okay, look, I got a lot of emails about that one. Some people are like, well, actually, my Sperry's are steel-toed these days. And I'm like, okay, maybe I've been out of it for a while, but it looked like she held up a pair of dilapidated Nikes or some Reeboks.
I got about a minute left with this segment. Do we want to hear any more of this lady? Do you want to hear just a little more?
No, I think we're good.
All right, we got it. We got it.
Tony, on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being you're furious and 1 being you're a little upset, how much of a 10 are you when it comes to Donald Trump putting a ballroom at the White House?
Oh, man, I can't believe the president doesn't want to host foreign leaders at the local Dave & Buster's. How dare he?
But it's not his house. It's the people's house, Tony.
I love that people don't realize Trump isn't going to stuff the ballroom into a suitcase and leave with it when he exits office.
He's paying for it on its own.
And it's another beautiful build. This one, unlike the swimming pool or Obama's basketball court, no jokes, please. I think that, this one actually has a little bit of substance to what you would expect at the chief executive's house. A nice dining room, a nice ballroom. I mean, why is this so offensive to people? Oh, maybe it's because old white men most often can't dance. We just don't want to show that to the rest of the world. Okay, that's fair.
That's what it is. That's exactly what it is.
Let's ask the crazy snap lady.
Donald motherfucker Orange Man J. Trump. I'm going to tell you just like this. What the
Okay.
What's coming up tonight, Tony?
I mean, I don't know how I'm going to top the most cholesterol rage cussing-filled video we've ever aired on the show. We do have Senator Ron Johnson of Wisconsin on tonight, so that'll be fun.
Awesome. I loved him in Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Fantastic. Looking forward to it, my friend.
You guys have a fantastic evening. We'll see you on Daily Signal stuff. You're the best.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Hey, if you're looking to sell or buy, now is the time. Call real estate expert Mark Dietl. Troy in Connorsville admits he was a real estate challenge. Wanted to sell his home over market value and buy a home near his favorite hunting area with land and no HOA close to town. Mark Dietl and his team did it all. They found the perfect new home at a great price and sold the current home in 10 days for $10,000 over list.
And it's the guarantee that separates Mark Dietl from the competition. Mark Dietl guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. No long-term contracts. You can cancel at any time. Nobody does it better than Mark Dietl. Contact him today, 317-755-4232. 755-4232, or go to markdietl.com. That's Mark, D-I-E-T-E-L, markdietl.com.
Truck drivers, don't miss out on the unmatched consistency of a Schneider driving job. At Schneider, you can find a driving position that fits your lifestyle and goals, all while getting the pay you deserve. Plus, Schneider drivers operate state-of-the-art, well-maintained equipment and have access to award-winning benefits and a 24/7 support team. Explore Schneider's huge selection of driving jobs today and find your perfect fit at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
Growing your retail business is easier with Shopify Point of Sale. Shopify POS connects your entire retail store, in-store, online, and social media on one platform. It's built for how customers shop today and for how they'll shop tomorrow. The result? Smoother checkouts and deeper customer relationships that pay off and keep them coming back. Ready to grow with Shopify POS? Visit shopify.com/switch now for more details. That's shopify.com/switch now.
Whether it's the good food or the friendly mood, you can count on Indiana to never lose when it comes to tailgating. And we want to see you at every game. That's why Hubler's got you covered with the best warranty around. So kick off the season in a Hubler quality pre-owned vehicle. Right now, you can buy with zero down. Choose from over 2,000 cars, trucks, and SUVs. Plus, every Hubler Q certified vehicle is covered by a 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Includes a 128-point vehicle inspection and a free Carfax history report. We'll pay top dollar for your trade. Bring Hubler your old car for an immediate appraisal. Zero down delivers, and Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles.
Hubler's got you covered.
Visit drivehubler.com or any of our 13 convenient locations.
Cover me.
Select models, approved credit. Warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
The big fall sale is here at Sundown Gardens. Visit the Garden Center for 20% off interior fall decor and 50% off pottery.
This
It's
is
the best
Inside Indiana Business Radio. I'm Alex Brown. Purdue University is partnering with Korea-based VMS Solutions on an effort to advance education and research in semiconductor manufacturing and supply chain management. Students at the university's Edwardson School of Industrial Engineering will get hands-on experience using VMS Solutions' advanced simulation and planning software.
In the semiconductor areas, the real data, not only the design data, but also the production data is very, very sensitive, and it is very difficult to achieve.